What is up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. Do I need to repair before we start? No, we're good. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the live stream. Alright, so we had reset yesterday, and I want to say I did 2 mythics. I know I did 1 for sure. May have done 2. Let me take a look right now. Item level, still not exactly where I would like it to be, but we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. I'm good, Slick Willie. I'm good, man. Getting gear, starting to get there. I'm starting to feel better and better and more ready for old deer tanking. Alright. So I am item level 336. Not the best, not the worst. I haven't had very much luck this week, unfortunately. I had really good luck last week, but this week, not so much. Not so much. Let me turn this down as well. That should be good. Orgrimmar is so quiet in comparison to these new towns. Alright, so I'm going to scrap a little bit real quick before we head out, start doing some dungeons. Also, something that I did get yesterday, by the way. You guys noticed the title? I was doing some PvP yesterday. My PvP was being done as arms. Prot. I keep trying to make it work, guys. I keep trying to make Prot work for PvP. It's not working. It's not working. Is this the new Ultima Online? Yeah, man, they had a new patch, and I hope that you can join us. Ah, this scrap glitch. I hate it. Okay, so let me check just on what I've done. I've done Temple of Seth and Waycrest, so I've done 2. So we can start off with whatever we find, really, but a Tol Dagor would be a really good one. I already have the shield, but Rezan's Trinket is going to be best in slot for me, right? So Rezan's Trinket, which I'll show you guys here, for a decent amount of tanks, I don't want to say all the tanks, but for a decent amount of tanks, Rezan's Trinket is going to be good. Like, if you have strength and you could use haste, this goes for warrior paladins. I think death knights fall under this category as well, where this trinket is really good, but I know for sure for warriors and paladins, this is going to be the best in slot trinket you can get before Old Deer opens up. Befuddlers Unite. What's up, Zeke? How you doing, my friend? Give me 1 second. Let me just open up my mic here. Okay. So yeah, this trinket is going to be really good, right? So a Tol Dagor is going to be a really good one that I want to run. This ring is also really good haste verse. I'd much rather it be haste mass, but haste verse is just as good. This shield has better stats than my current shield. But what's important to note is that since I have the same item level shield, I already have the block value and armor that I need, right? So at this point, it's just trying to get secondary stats, but a Tol Dagor is my go-to dungeon. That's what I need. I need a Tol Dagor. I need as many things from a Tol Dagor as possible. So let's try to find a group. Shrine of the Storm, a Tol Dagor. Relax group. Let's see if there's... I'm looking for Juan Mean Tank. Nice. Vault of the Wardens? Yeah, they're doing Vault of the Wardens. Seems like a lot of people are doing Shrine of the Storm. I want to see if I can find a group that already has... This says a Tol Dagor and Waycrest Manor on it. I want to see if I can find a group that already has a healer in it. Freehold. Freehold, I think, is another one of those dungeons that I believe has some good gear for me. There's a lot of groups running all sorts of junk. You still haven't hit 120? No, man. You have plenty of time. Plenty of time. I think this group might be one of our better bets. Let's go with them. Yeah, all these have tanks. Did I choose a main, or am I messing around with all the tanks this expansion? Zeke, I am maining my Prot warrior, and I'm leveling. I am in the process of leveling my monk right now. My monk is, I believe, 113. Oh no, they declined me. They don't want a warrior. I've also been hearing and been seeing a lot of threads where there are healers that they say that they reject every Prot warrior they see. That Prot warriors take too much damage, way too spiky, and they just reject Prot warriors right now. So we might have a difficult time. Need tank. Oh, that's why I got denied. I'm queuing up as a healer for some odd reason. I mean as a DPS, because yesterday I was arms. Okay, so I should be okay with trying to get in now. That's probably why we got rejected. Oh, we got into Tol Dagor. Wasn't even thinking about it. So we'll get to a Tol Dagor after this. All right, let me head over to Tol Dagor. But yeah, Zeke, I'm not messing around with all the tanks this expansion, and that's only because I don't have all the tanks ready to go. I have a 110 Demon Hunter. I have my monk that I'm currently leveling up. I have my warrior that you see here. I do have a DK, but he's on Alliance. I'd much rather it be on Horde so that I can run with people I know. And then I do have a druid, my old boomkin, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't really enjoy guardian tanking. But besides that, I have a paladin that I healed on, so I guess I have all of the classes that can be tanks leveled up. I just don't necessarily enjoy tanking on all of them. Guardian being the biggest offender. We're going to Tol Dagor, right? So we need to go to Tiragard. You just lost interest in playing? I don't blame you, STL. We all need our breaks, man. We all completely need our breaks. Very understandable. What build am I using for Mythic? I am using Unstoppable Force. That's the big one. Unstoppable Force is really good. I don't need Dragon's Roar until I start doing Mythic Plus keys and it's a Necrotic week. If it's a Necrotic week, I'm going to need that. Alright, let's start running over there to Tol Dagor. This is my current build for Mythic. It's Into the Fray, Unstoppable Force, Anger Management, Booming Voice. I think all the other talent points, like the second row, level 30, whatever you pick, it's fine. It's not going to make a big impact. Crackling Thunder, Bounding Stride are your top two. Level 60, Bolster is way better than anything else here. Like, Never Surrender and Indomitable, they're just not that good. Bolster should be your go-to. As far as like level 75, which one you pick, that depends on you. Do you actually use Stormbolt when there is a ranged mob that is casting to interrupt them? Are you really good with focus targets, with tab targeting to that Stormbolt? If you are, you can run Stormbolt, or you can run Rumbling Earth and stack things up, do interrupts, stack them all up, get that shockwave going. Menace is going to be useful for some people. I think Menace is going to come into play more on really high keys. Keys that require that extra CC, and I think for now, Mythic Zeros, I don't think you need it. How do I get up there? Why am I not seeing this? And then Anger Management is better. Anger Management is just better than Heavy Repercussions and Ravager. It's just the way it is. Heavy Repercussions was nerfed a decent amount, so Heavy Repercussions is not going to be better. and Ravager is just not good. There's no other way to explain Ravager. It's going to give you parry and dodge. Honestly, as a Prot warrior, you don't necessarily need parry and dodge. When you parry or when you dodge, especially when you dodge, you don't get any rage out of it, right? So what you want to do is mitigate damage as best as possible. So even though a parry is going to avoid all the damage and you auto attack a little bit faster, it's going to make you spikier rather than having anger management and smoothing out your damage taken, smoothing out your rage generated, and having that like demo shout up all the time, having that bolster up all the time. Also, it's going to help you with AoE threat with Avatar. So if you run Unstoppable Force and anger management, it's just a match made in heaven. What's up, Demon Hunter? How you doing, my friend? How's it going for you today? Since Warrior on the low tier, why do you like to play with it? I really like Warrior. The biggest thing to know about this game is there's a list of tanks that you can have, right? You can have a Druid, a Monk, Paladin, Warrior, DK, Demon Hunter. There's 6 different tanks. So anytime you have options, there is always going to be the best option according to a spreadsheet, according to what you do, and there's also always going to be the worst option. That's just the way any list works. That being said, why did everything disappear? That being said, personal skill matters a lot. A really good Prot warrior, like let's say, like I'm very used to playing Prot warrior. My muscle memory is with Prot warrior. I can perform way better on a Prot warrior than I can on a Prot paladin, or than I can on a Death Knight. So personal skill will make that list reshuffle. So even though I can tell you that Death Knight is the best at Mythic Plus, and it is, Death Knight is the best at Mythic Plus, if you suck at playing Death Knight, and like be truthful, if you suck at playing Death Knight, you might as well go with what you're good. So even though Prot warriors are at the bottom of the list, my personal muscle memory, my personal skill with playing Prot warrior makes them a lot better for me as a player. So I am a much better Prot warrior than I will be some other classes. So yeah, even though they're at the bottom of the list, my personal experience, my personal muscle memory, it all adds up, and I end up being a better Prot warrior because of it. You're having a hard time on your warrior and shaman isn't just fun, you don't know what to do. There's plenty of other classes and specs. I mean, right now, I'll tell you what, STL, since there's not like a crazy amount of secondary stats for gear right now, since there's not like a super high haste cap, there isn't a super high crit or anything, and the global cooldown changes, right now is the time to pick up a new spec. So if you've never played a spec, right now there's a really good learning curve. It's not very harsh at all, because right now learning everything comes with a global cooldown. Like, you have time to stop, to think, to react, to see what you have to do next. So yeah, right now if you want to pick up a new class, right now is the time to do it. You don't need to play a warrior, you don't need to play a shaman. Pick up something new. Alright, so we're doing a little bit of a skip here. They want to do this boss right here, and that's fine. Alright, let's get a demo shout up here. Let me get a good shockwave going there. And now that my shield block is down, I'm going to get some ignore pains going. Ignore pains, again, they're kind of busted right now. They're not where they should be. Ignore pain is kind of a pain to cast, but that being said, when you have those gaps, doing the skip, you stack up. When you have those gaps in shield block, that is when you cast ignore pain. So like right now, casting ignore pain, we got a lot of new ads here. So again, I'm gonna just keep spamming ignore pain like every third or every fourth global. So whenever I see that it falls off, so my shield block is off, I'm gonna pop bolster right now. I'm gonna keep that thunderclap going. There's my ignore pain. Let me get another ignore pain up. So yeah, all of these ads are not going to be helping at all when it comes to trying to stay alive through a mythic dungeon boss. Oh no, this doesn't help at all either. I have a lot of dots on me. Yep. She should go down. When are keys coming out next week? September 4th. In 2 weeks. 2 weeks. September 4th is the first time they come out. So that pull on the side is definitely what killed us. So we'll go back in there. We'll get that pull this time. Alright, I'm letting them know that we should just pull it. What is a typical rotation we do? It's a little bit different depending on what you're doing. When you pop Avatar and you're running Unstoppable Force, that's when you get Thunderclap every other cooldown, right? So when I have Avatar up, why are we Oh man. So when you have Avatar up, that is when you want to start doing multiple things, right? When you have Avatar up, you do Thunderclap into anything else. Thunderclap into Revenge, Thunderclap into Ignore Pain, Thunderclap into, you know, your Shield Slam or anything like that. But Thunderclap is guaranteed every other cooldown, right? Now, when you don't have Avatar up, or if you're not running Unstoppable Force, your rotation is more of a priority. So what you do is you prioritize Shield Slam first, and then Revenge when it's free, and Thunderclap after that. If you're running Vengeance, you want to start Vengeance weaving. That's going to be a little bit different as well, but it depends on in what situation you're in. So when I pop Avatar, rotation's a little bit different than when I don't. Have I leveled my prop pally and am I going to live stream it? I have not leveled anything else really. I've leveled my monk a little bit. My monk, I believe, is level 113 right now. Am I going to live stream leveling again? Probably not. Probably not. Unless a lot of you want to see me leveling, but it's not, you know, like right now on my monk I also have gathering professions. So I'm stopping to gather. I'm stopping, you know, taking my time while leveling. Sometimes I dungeon crawl, sometimes I just quest. Alright, the boss is gonna respawn right here. So of course we want to pick up all of these ads. So I'll use a little bit of rage on Revenge as well, making all of these guys stick to me. There's the Shockwave. And hopefully we don't pick up any of these ads over here. Okay, everybody moved over far enough so we didn't pick them up. Also, something I try to do here is, since these ads have low HP, I am trying to get some killing blows on them so that I can pick up Victory Rush. Now you can't always pick up every single ad, especially as a warrior. You don't always have your cleave ready, so that's also important to know. This guy is gonna pick up some ads right now. Look at this. Yep. Okay, so it's important to note with this group, every time you pug, it's important to note where your group is. Now, while this group wants to do a lot of skips, they end up running into a lot of mobs, so I don't think I want to pursue a lot of skips with this group. What's up, Epic? They may be on the lower tier, but they still have the highest DPS ceilings. Yeah, right now, if you run Unstoppable Force, you do more damage than damage dealers. So something important to note, you do have very, very high damage. That being said, as a tank, you shouldn't necessarily worry about damage. If your group is relying on you to do damage, then there's something else that's wrong. Do I use Devastate? Sometimes. Sometimes. It's my filler. If Thunderclap is on cooldown and I don't have a free Revenge, I'll use Devastate. And my Shield Slam is on cooldown. So if everything is kind of on cooldown and I don't have much else, like I don't have a free Revenge proc, that is the only time I use Devastate. But other than that, you know, not too often. I can probably show you at the end of this run. I can show you my stats to see how many times I cast Devastate in this whole dungeon. It's probably not that many. You've been doing a ton of dungeons on a Prot Warrior and Brewmaster. It's night and day how much easier everything is on a Brew. Krugler, yes. On a Prot Warrior, the biggest thing that I've tried to stress whenever people ask me about Prot Warriors is that you need something up at all times. So in order for you to survive, you need something up, whether that's Shield Block, whether that's Demo Shout, whether that's Bolster, whether that's Shield Wall. Like, I don't care what it is. You need something up, at least one thing up at all times to survive. Like right now, I just ran out of shield block, so I threw a Demo Shout up, right? I just got one shield block up. Let's get that back up because my Demo Shout just ran out. But you need something up at all times, or you're just not gonna survive. That's just the simple truth. Is that without AM, without Bolster, without Demo Shout, like, it's either a defensive cooldown or your active mitigation, but you need one of those things up, or else you're dead. The lack of self-heals on a brew is rough though. They're not as bad as they were in certain patches. So I played brew throughout a lot of patches in the alpha and the beta, and at one point their orb generation was just almost non-existent. I believe you had to take 100% of your HP as damage to generate one orb. It's in a much better position now, but yeah, it was pretty bad. Also, for your opener, you shouldn't worry too much about Ignore Pain on your opener, because trying to get Ignore Pain on your opener may cause you to lose threat. Now, I'm not saying it's guaranteed you will lose threat or anything like that. It might. Let's wait for this pat to go away, and then we'll go over here. So what you should do in a typical opener is charge in, Thunderclap to do a little bit of AoE pickup, and then Shield Slam into a shield block. Try to get shield block up as quickly as possible, and Thunderclap should be your first go-to, and then follow it by a Shield Slam. If you get a free revenge, start throwing it in there. If not, that's when you start doing Devastate. Now, once you have a decent amount of rage generated in that pull, that's when you can start worrying about things like Ignore Pain. But Shield Block is Shield Block may as well be a defensive cooldown, right? Shield Block is such a good AM. If it wasn't for Iron Fur being able to stack, Shield Block would be the best active mitigation in the game. Because Shield Block is guaranteed 100% block, and a block is somewhere along the lines of 30 to 40% damage mitigated if you land a block. So with Shield Block, you guarantee a block. It's about a 30 to 40% reduction in physical damage that is blockable to you. Now, of course, this doesn't include magic damage, but not very many tanks include magic damage right now. Get Breath of Fire as a right trait. The healing is OP. Oh, for monks. What's up, Frog Barrel? How you doing, my friend? Hope you're enjoying this new expansion. So these guys hit really hard. They have a lot of magic damage. So since I have extra rage, what we do Ignore Pain first. We run in, Demo Shout, and into a shield block, and then we start thunderclapping. Now I'm gonna pop Avatar. I'm gonna Ignore Pain again. I'm gonna start using all of this rage. Now when I pop this Avatar, I am generating a lot of rage, so I'm gonna make sure Ignore Pain is up at all times. This is a magic pull, right? These guys have magic debuffs. They torch me. They do all sorts of things that are magic damage to me, so I want to mitigate that as much as possible. Now my biggest magic mitigator, arguably Spell Reflect, but it only has such a small duration that Ignore Pain is the only thing with a reasonable size and duration, right? So while Spell Reflect is great when you have like one big bursting ability, your other thing is going to be that Ignore Pain, even if in its nerfed state. Like right now, these are all non-elites at this point. No big deal. Just, you know, just keep doing that. Great job on the dungeon boss videos. Nice and straightforward. Nice, man. I'm glad. I'm working on finishing the rest of them. So again, big damage, big magic damage. Ignore Pain first. Run in. Demo Shout. Shield block. and then start getting your regular rotation in. Now I'm going to pop Avatar just so that I can start thunderclapping and picking up everything. Make sure everything's stuck to me. Keep that Ignore Pain up. Keep it up right now. So, you guys see that I have Ignore Pain size down at the bottom above my HP bar and duration. So as soon as it starts getting low in either duration or size, that's when I throw on another Ignore Pain. Now again, end of the pull, I'm going to have a decent amount of rage here. 60 rage. Let's pop Ignore Pain. Let's run in. Let's do that. Demo Shout. I don't have Avatar for this pull, but I should be okay. I should be okay. Now my Ignore Pain is about to run out. There it is. Let me get a Shockwave going. Just try to do as many things to mitigate that magic damage. Whether it's Ignore Pain, whether it's Spell Reflect, whether, like I have a Victory Rush proc right now. So now at this point, I'm going to pop Shield Wall. I realize it's just a trash pull, but this trash pull does a lot of magic damage. Let me pop Avatar, a little bit of Bolster. Remember, as a Prot Warrior, you have very fast cooldowns because you are running Anger Management. Now, oh man, they still got me, but you can see stuff like this. 23,000. Like, it's gonna be hard to survive that, right? Nature damage. It's gonna be hard to survive it. But it isn't impossible. This pull happened to be bigger. There was 2 packs here, and we got both of them. I think, I don't know if it's the, I think it's the Paladin that goes around and he keeps pulling for me. But if it wasn't for that, I think would be okay. Also, what doesn't help is the amount of HPS I'm receiving with this pug. The healer's only putting out 6k healing per second. In a Mythic, you should be expecting about 10,000 healing per second. So there's a lot of little things that are happening right now. But as a warrior, you can improve your chances of surviving by having a focus on staying alive. I think this guy's going to pull again. No. By having a rotation on staying alive, right? When you pop that Avatar, then that's when you can smooth out your rage generated. That's when you can focus on Ignore Pain. Always using Demo Shout because it's up every, like, if you're running Anger Management, Demo Shout is like 30 seconds, probably like 20 something seconds, so you can pop it every other trash pack. There's a lot of things you can do really quickly as a warrior. Notice I popped every single cooldown during that trash pull. I have my last stand is almost up. It has 20 seconds left. My shield wall does have 3 minutes left, but it should come back in time, like maybe halfway through the boss pull, it'll come back. So don't be afraid to use your defensive cooldowns as a Prot warrior. I think that's one thing. I think a lot of Prot warriors have historically been a Prot warrior for a very long time. So as a Prot warrior, you tend to hold on to your cooldowns, right? Prot warriors used to have very strong cooldowns, so you tend to hold on to them and try to maximize them as much as you can, right? You're like, no, shield wall is for the really big boss damaging abilities. This is a trash pull. I shouldn't need it. Not with anger management. Anger management, just keep cycling through stuff. Hope my BfA has been going swell. Yes, it has, Frog. Yes, it has. Yeah, no problem, Jake. You were thinking priest, you never mained one, but cloth is kind of breezy. In a dungeon and in a raid, it doesn't matter what kind of gear you're wearing too much. A lot of the damage that goes out to the raid and to the party is going to be magic damage STL. So whether you're cloth, whether you're plate, there's not a huge difference. Not like huge difference. There is a bit of a difference, but honestly, it shouldn't be impacting you that badly. So you see how this guy is another guy over here. So hopefully we don't pull these two together again. Alright, let's jump in there. So instantly into a Demo Shout because I don't have enough rage for Ignore Pain. So now I go into Avatar. Let's interrupt that Watery Dome just so that that guy goes down. There it is. I can pull this guy now. Now we only have these two guys. No big deal. I'm going to have the rogue start opening up cages here. See that? Not a big deal because I do have Avatar. I'm full of rage right now, so I do have a very strong cooldown. Something else is I also use my trinket right now for AoE pickup, and that trinket is from the Motherlode. It's not an amazing trinket, but it helps me do a little bit of AoE pickup. It's not necessarily something that I'm recommending, but if you do have it, if you did get it at a nice item level, then you can run it and it'll help you pick up things a little bit better. Alright, we should be okay here. I don't know why that bottom tier looks like it got pulled, but it didn't. Alright, we're good now. Now I have all of my cooldowns up. See that? So now I'm good. I'm in good shape. Let's pull this guy. Let's run him into this corner. Now we've got our shield block is about to come off, so I wasn't too worried about it. Let's interrupt the Howling Fear. Even though I can break out of it, the rest of the group can't. So here's the daggers. Let's LOS. While we're LOS, we can invest the global into Ignore Pain. Why not? We have extra rage. We have extra time to invest into that global. So it's all about like preparing yourself for that damage. Let's get another Ignore Pain going because it was going to run out. And now at this point, this guy isn't really going to spawn too many ads. I believe he gets 1 ad. What's up, Epic? I don't know if I had already said hi to you, Epic. Sorry, I'm going on Prot Warrior rants today. On single target bosses, you get free globals. Yeah, I agree. In multi-target, it's a little more impacted. There it is. We got that guy. Let's interrupt Motivating Cry. Let's run this guy into the corner. Perfect. So now we should be okay. I have my block up. No big deal. There's the Howling Fear. Nice. Got him. No gear, but we got him. This guy's gonna be 2 mobs that get pulled together. So let's just make sure we pick up the non-elite. We can interrupt Handcuff as well. Congrats on 8.1k. Thank you, Epic. Thank you. Yeah, we broke 8k sometime this weekend. Thank you. Having a pretty good time on your brew. Nice. I'm glad. Brewmaster is a very strong tank. They have just the fact that they have stagger. Stagger just makes them very good. What's up, nerds? How you doing, my friend? Can't stay very long. Wanted to stop by. What's up, Bolt? Thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. Even if you can't stay very long, I appreciate you stopping by, my friend. All right, let's get another avatar going. Hopefully, we get someone to interrupt the handcuff. I can't. There it is. I mean, it ran out, but hey, it's something. It went away. So yeah, Thunderclap into one other ability, but use that Thunderclap every other ability. It's very important that you use Thunderclap every other ability. That is why you invested a talent point into that row. Like, talent points should be used as much as possible. They are a heavy investment, so make sure you use them. I popped Avatar during that pull, and if you look at my Avatar cooldown, 30 seconds left already. So Avatar comes back up very quickly. Do not be afraid to use it. And Demo Shout is half of the cooldown, so don't be afraid to use your cooldowns as Prot Warriors, guys. Always have something up. Right now I have that ticking debuff on me, right? My Ignore Pain still has a decent amount, so keep that Ignore Pain up. If my Ignore Pain were to completely fall off, I could pop a Spell Reflect. But for now, my Ignore Pain is putting in work. There it is. Ignore Pain did go away. We did get the Suppression Fire debuff. Here it is. Now let me pop another Ignore Pain because I had the Rage for it. We're good. We're good. Let's pull this guy. Oh, wait. We don't have to pull that guy. We have a Rogue. We could have gone the other way. But it's okay. We're going this way now. Got a camping trip this weekend. Reserve cabin before BfA confirmation. You're rationally angry. Huh. How am I supposed to relax? How am I supposed to take in all these trees when there's mythics to be done? Are you kidding me? Mythics. Alright. Let me pull this guy. Let me LOS pull him all the way over here. Here we go. Suppression Fire. Make sure that kind of aims away from everybody. I also got this guy. Okay, I did. So let me LOS pull this guy as well. Alright, and that should be everything we need to pull. You cycle them babies all day on trash and BfA boss, especially when it comes out. Yes. Well, one of the mistakes I see is trying to play a Prot Warrior like other tanks by just doing active mitigation and irregular rotation. Unfortunately, it's not the way that Prot Warriors are working right now. You need something up and cycled all the time. You need it, or else you're gonna go down. But then again, even though you need it, you have very short cooldowns. You have Demo Shout on a 45-second cooldown. You have Avatar on a 1.5 minute cooldown. You know, you have all these things on very short cooldowns. That hit me. That was a lot of friendly fire. Let me try to taunt this guy. I think the guy in there might go down soon. Oh, let's get out. Let's get out. Okay. All right. The guy in the cannon. Why is he hitting everyone? He just shot the group. Oh, man. Okay. He got off of this gun, so we can man the gun now. That's fine. We're going to pick up threat. We're going to be doing all the deeps. That is perfectly fine. Just keep spamming one. Keep hitting these guys. Keep this guy away from me. There it is. This is how you clear this trash. Prot Warrior rant. Does that mean a much needed 99% nerf incoming? We don't need a nerf. I'll tell you that much right now. We are not like unplayable by any means, but we are not OP as well. I'm not. The only meter I'm topping is DPS when I have Avatar up, and you know, they could nerf that. That's okay, as long as they don't nerf the amount of rage we're generating or our kit. Nice, very nice priest pull. Just got to heroics where it came up. Oh, you're enjoying the Prot Warrior. Nice. I'm glad you are. Alright, there it is. Not much for us to do. If I jump in there and try to do stuff, I run the risk of getting killed. And that person should be able to completely take these guys down from inside here. Like the healer's not healing him, but the healer should be healing this guy. This guy's manning the cannon for us and killing them all for us. I did say hi to you. Oh, okay, good. You're enjoying your bear. When you did war mode with him, you outlasted many foes. I was doing a lot of war mode yesterday. Nerds, if you see this title, I was doing a lot of war mode yesterday. I'm considered an alliance slayer, and there was one pull, or not, it wasn't a pull. There was one pack where there was a druid, and yeah, he was trying to outlive us all. Don't touch him. It was just 2 shots. Nice to meet me. Found your channel last week. Really hope Prot Warrior game. Fizzy McSnap, welcome. I also live stream, in addition to my regular like edited content, I live stream every Wednesday and Friday at I start about almost an hour ago, like 45 minutes ago or so. So if you would like to stop by on those days, I do a lot of pugging. So I know not everybody has a guild out there. I know not everybody still has people that they know that play. So I do a lot of pugging for everybody, just because that's what I feel the large majority of people do. I feel like most people get on LFG and then just do their LFG runs, maybe do LFR. So you're more than welcome to stay and stop by every Wednesday and Friday. Ask me any questions you have live. If you're having difficulties with any bosses, when the raid comes out, you know, whatever questions it is that you have, specifically Prot Warrior, and I'm also going to be playing a Brewmaster Monk as soon as I'm done leveling. You know, I'm here to answer any questions, my friend. Alright, so with this guy, or this gal, let me try to get this barrel over here. The best thing you can do if you run this with people you know is everybody picks up a barrel, and everybody runs that barrel to the same corner. So if you know everybody you're running with, everybody go grab a barrel and throw it in, like, let's say in this corner back here, right? It doesn't matter which corner. Everybody picks a corner, or everybody, you all decide which corner. You all run your barrels to that corner, so that then when she decides to blow up the barrels, they're all stacked up, and you have the same safe area for a room. You don't have to guess. Let's say you put all the barrels in this corner that we're standing in right now. That means that your safe space is going to be this other opposite corner. So something else, that's something you can do with your group and coordinate, is kind of everybody grabs the barrels instead of just saving them and barely tossing them outside of whatever area you're in. Don't worry about just saving them. Grab them, drag them all to the corner, and then do them that way. When you have stuff like tyrannical weeks and that boss is going to last a lot longer, that might be the go-to strategy. Alright, this guy I'm going to start kiting. My shield block started running low, so I'm just going to kite this guy. This is why I kite this guy. You just want to know how to stack Iron Fur, you're so confused. Epic, if you have, let's say you have 80 Rage, if you hit Iron Fur twice, you get 2 stacks of Iron Fur because you stacked it. We need to kill them this way, but people need to move out of the way. There it is. Don't. I'm gonna try not to cleave them. I'm gonna try not to cleave my group. There it is. Okay. Something else that is very easy to do here is to get these 2 guys and pull them down, and then use the cannon underneath on them. So that's what I want to do. That being said, with the new threat generation or lack thereof, it's kind of difficult to do it, right? So I should have a decent amount of threat now. I hope. I hope. If some of the DPSers kind of steal threat off of me, not much else I can do. Alright. There it is. So there are... we did get 1 death, but this is honestly the fastest way to clear this trash. I mean, when you're hitting for 140,000, 150,000 with the cannon, and every melee you do is like 2,000 or 3,000, the fastest way of killing them is by hitting them by 150,000. Weak aura string available for a skill cooldown that appears to the right. Yes, let me get you that weak aura string, my friend. Been stacking haste up to 15% with that, and into the fray. Cooldowns aren't too bad, especially quick navigation. Yeah, no, it's not too bad at all. Let me. Where are my weak auras? Protection warrior weak auras. Alright, so this link is to the Protection Warrior Weak Auras link. So that has a paste bin underneath it. And you're good. Okay. I'm going to pull this guy into this corner. And that's what we do here. So as a tank, you want to tank this guy. You want to tank this guy at the bottom of these stairs, right? So we went over this last time we were here. So I want to move slowly. I do have poison on me, so I'll just move to the left a little bit. So move this boss. There it is, right at the bottom of these stairs, right? So now you can just kind of cycle through things. Now it's just a tank and spank for you. Explosive burst, that is going to make me hit the back here, but we're good. We're good. So now we have this guy here, another explosive burst. Unfortunately, I think my healer is just freaking out there. My healer has like 2 HP. Okay, my healer's back up to a decent amount. Explosive burst again. Let me pop another demo shout. Try to stay alive. We're getting a lot of explosive burst on me. That is more than usual. There's a cross ignition. Let me make sure I don't get hit by that. Oh, we did. But a lot of people are going down right now. Yeah. Cross ignition hit me, but I think there was a lot of stuns going. Let me ask. Before that even went out, I think I was sitting at like 30%. What's up, Max? How you doing? What's up, Snubsy? All right, let's go. Not that way. Let's go this way to where the boss is. You're trying to find a raid team that does 1 night a week. You'd like to do 6 hours. Pretty unfeasible. All your guild. Do you play US? And if you do, what realm do you play, Frog? If you need a fatty miss who heals Horde side, yeah, for sure, man. The guild you hooked up with wanted you healing this expansion. You spent last week gearing for that. Last night they were like, yeah, you can tank. That kind of sucks. That kind of sucks. That you spent all your time gearing up for heals and now you're tanking. A little counterintuitive. Alright, so I'm gonna run into position and I will pull this boss. Let's go. Let's get our avatar going. Alright. Should be good this time. Let's pop our demo shout. Let's get ignore pain going. A little thunderclap going. Alright, there's a cross ignition, and then we are going to have the massive blast going out as well. At least I'm not getting hit this time. So here's the Deadeye, first one going out on the healer. I'll run into the next one, just because I don't think any of the DPSers were trying to. Alright, so explosive burst on me. I'm gonna back up a little bit. There's the explosive burst. Is my healer... my healer's dead. Healer's been dead for a while. Okay. We're gonna go down to this. We'll just stop. Rip City? Yeah. Because the Iron First stack drops from 2 to 1 later. Sometimes you can only go high to 4 stacks, drop to 1. No, yeah, you do. You drop stacks. Absolutely, you do. And that's okay. That's just how the mechanic works. But if you know you're gonna get hit by something really hard, like if you know there's a big boss damaging ability happening in 2 seconds, what you do is you stack up your Iron Fur for that hit for those 2 stacks. It takes a little bit of getting used to it, but what you want to do is just have one of your stacks going. You know, one of your stacks lasts what, maybe like 8 or 9 seconds. So you get one of your stacks going, and give me 1 second, guys. So you get one stack going, and then right before the next hit goes out on you, you pop another one. So that's how you get 2 stacks going for a mechanic. If you want 3 stacks going, you're gonna have to get very used to and very familiar with how Iron Fur works. All right, let's do this again. Let's pull this guy. And let's pop Avatar. Let's start getting our rotation in here. Let's get a Demo Shout up just to be able to have everything up. Here's our Ignore Pain. There's our shield block up. We're good now. There's a Cross Ignition. Let's just sidestep it. Alright. Just make sure. My healer's dead already. My healer's dead. He's been dying to the cannons. We'll try to survive this one, but honestly, I don't see us surviving without a healer. There's a Cross Ignition. We'll stand at the edge of this platform, dodge that Cross Ignition. One more person died. Somebody died to the Cross Ignition. Let's stand in front of the Deadeye for that person. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get this. Here it is. A few people still alive. Deadeye on me. I doubt I can survive this. I already have 1 stack of the debuff. I survived it, but I'm about to go down to this. There it is. No healer from the very beginning. This is gonna be tough because the healer has been going down very early every single time. Tichondrius? I don't know too many people that play on Tichondrius. I honestly don't, so I'm sorry. There's a big community Discord frog for like Mythic Plus. And then I also know another one for an old realm I used to play on, where they have guilds that sometimes look for pugs and try to fill the roster that way. If you're interested, let me know, Frog, and I can get you in contact with, or I can send you the invite to those Discords so you can look at stuff. I don't think this healer has ever done this boss. He just started asking questions about the encounter. You're not with the old guild. One of your buddies hooked me up. Oh, okay. You switch guilds. Oh. Former Mythic Raiders took a step back. Nice. You can't get a shield drop to save your life. Best bet to guarantee a shield is to run with multiple classes that can get it. Alright. Healer said he understood the strategy now. Somebody explained it to him. I need my poison to go down. Alright, this explosive burst is going to be making my poison go up as well. There it is. We're good. We're good. Alright. So, now, let's just keep our good rotation going of Ignore Pain, Shield Block, and Demo Shout. So, Keep Ignore Pain up. We're also going to pop a Demo Shot right here. Ignore Pain is going to help with the Explosive Burst. And then Cross Ignition is going to go out. Here it is. Let's get... There it is. Perfect. Another Explosive Burst going out on me. Notice that Explosive Burst explodes very quickly. So Explosive Burst has like a 2-second duration of a debuff, and then it hits you. Let's get out of the way of that Cross Ignition. Now, I didn't get hit by it, but I am getting low, so I'm going to start popping defensives. Just start staggering them. Oh, healer's dead. We can try to survive this. Let's try. Let's try. Demo Shout. And then we should be getting our Cross Ignition. There it is. And then after Cross Ignition hits, I'm going to pop Shield Wall. Try to stay alive. This might kill me. Nope, Deadeye did not kill me. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Let's pop Avatar. Get some deeps going. Explosive Burst. This is going to hurt. Let me try to get a Demo Shout before it lands. Okay. Okay, Cross Ignition did miss. But I do have 2 stacks. I don't know if I can survive this. I pop Rallying Cry. That's about all I have left. Now, if I can eat a whole lot of rage right now, maybe I can pop something else. But probably not. Oh, nice. He went down at the very end. Whoa, I got down to like 5% on that fight. Yeah, that was that's not the way you want to do that, boss. Healer kept going down very early. Nice. I needed that. That's an upgrade. I had a 325. Perfect. What realm do I play on? I play on Dalaran. Alright, let's hearth out of here. How am I top healer as a warrior? The healer kept dying really early on. The healer was dying about, I don't know, I'd say about 30 seconds into the pool. Not very good time. Not very fun. Healer, please. That's what pug life is, yeah. Alright. We got a brand new weapon, though. I'm excited about that. That puts us at 337. If I get to 340 before Uldir comes out, I'm good. I'm good. That's all I really want is 340 before Uldir comes out. So I have this week and 2 more weeks on top of it to try to get there. So I should have more than enough time. Okay. Let's leave. I think your healer moved too much. I think the healer was moving too much as well. He was also standing out in the open. So every time he would get explosive burst or he would get anything like that, he'd get knocked back a really big distance. And that keeps adding up on your poison. Like if you don't have your back up against something, it just keeps adding up, and it'll take you down. It'll for sure take you down. If you move so much, he gets stunned for 8 seconds, guaranteed death. Yeah, I think he got stunned a few times. He got hit by the cannon a few times as well. So there was a few things. There was a few things happening. You can't imagine this boss in Mythic Plus. You did him yesterday. If you tank him in that corner, it's not too bad. You just need everybody else to kind of know how to maneuver that corner as well. Waycrest Manor. We've already done Waycrest Manor. Here it is. A Tol Dagor. I want this. I want the shield, and I want the trinket. Back later, Crisis. Yeah, for sure, Max. Hey, take care of whatever's happening, my friend. What shield do I have? This is a shield from Temple of Seth, I believe. I think so. Bulwark of the Brimming Potential. Temple of Seth. Yeah. So I have a mythic shield that is from Temple of Seth. So not the best one, not the worst one. It's really good. If you are playing a Prot Warrior or a Prot Paladin, one of the most important pieces of gear for you is your shield, because block value is a thing again. So you want to upgrade your shield as quickly as possible. That is going to be a Tol Dagor, Temple of Seth, or there's one more. There's one more. Where is it? Let's do this. Temple of Seth, Motherlode. That's the other one. Motherlode. So, Oh, and Underrot. I didn't know this dropped from Underrot. So you have a few dungeons that you can choose from in terms of getting a shield. Oh, there's a lot more than I remember. Tol Dagor as well. Yeah, so there's a few things you can do to get a new shield, but it is very important. Resan trinket is definitely top choice, dude. I need it to. I need that trinket. Look at this trinket I have right now. It Titan forged to a 350, so it's a really high item level, but the trinket itself, not very good. 150 crit. Now the actual proc on it is not bad. Increase my primary stat by 700. 700 strength is going to be nice. So 700 strength is going to make my ignore pains bigger. It's going to help me scale a lot better. It's going to give me more armor as well, because my armor scales with strength. So a lot of things happen with the primary stat, but the crit, it's just not necessary. Are the Dark Moon trinkets any good? It depends what tanking class you're playing. It depends what DPS class you're playing. As far as for Prot warriors or Prot paladins, they're not amazing, but they're not bad. Like if you aren't playing Mythic 0 every week and you just want to jump into Uldir, Dark Moon deck is going to be your shortcut. You know, it's a good item level, it's a good trinket. It's not the best, it's not the worst. So, you know, if you're taking the short route, for sure use it. As far as the other tanking classes, I don't know. Let me get you guys a link that I saw yesterday. So if you guys are wondering on defensive trinkets on any class, the Dreamgrove Discord put out this list for whatever tanking class you are, and like trinkets and what you're getting. So like if you play, let's see, if you play a druid, like for yourself, Epic, your two best trinkets are unfortunately world bosses that don't open until September 4th. But there should be, you know, other things that you can do. Smoldering Titan Guard is still really good, but yeah, I expect those to get nerfed. So there's a few things, like if you look at my bags, I still have my Smoldering Titan Guard, and I still have my Apocalypse Drive, just in case these are not nerfed by the time Uldir comes out. So we can do that. Is everybody inside? I believe everybody's inside. You got a 345 Titan Forge Stopwatch World Quest trinket. That's really nice, Shmagegi. That is very nice. Is the dungeon set to Mythic? Yeah, we can just wait in here then. Whenever you get the chance, could I get those Pug Discord invites? Yeah. The Mythic +1. Where is it? Are you Horde, Frog? If you're Horde, we can do this. If you're Horde, here's one for Mythic Plus. And if you want to look to see if there's ever like different guilds, and this is from an old realm I used to play on. This Discord is for the realm Terralion, and a lot of times they'll post, hey, we need more people for this run, we need more people for that run. If you are on Terralion, then you can sometimes get into Mythic runs, but if not, then you can just kind of jump in when they do heroics and stuff. Alright, I think everybody's here. We can start clearing. Been playing since vanilla, never play ally. Yeah, so the first one is a Horde community for Mythic Plus. That's probably going to be your best bet. The other one is specific more to my old server, but they do sometimes just accept pugs from anywhere. Like if they're not running Mythic raids, then they'll accept you. So yeah, those are the two Discords I know for kind of like pugging around Azeroth. There's also our community Discord, but unfortunately the communities at the other Discords are bigger, so you might not be able to find a run as easily, but you can also always ask in there. And if anyone's running stuff, I've seen some people help each other already, so it has happened. I'm gonna pull these guys just because they are in range and they do patrol, and you normally have to wait. Now I do have a lot of cooldowns ready, So that's important to note as well. So let me just do this. Nice. We got both of them, so we can stun both of them. That's very important that you get your stun off on both of them. Alright. So now let's make sure I keep my ignore pain up, which I'm trying my best to do. But it does go fast. These guys do hit hard, but they do hit hard physically, which is important to note. Your shield block is going to be amazing on these guys. Thanks for the sub, by the way. I appreciate it. What are they talking about? These guys in this pug group are talking about all sorts of things. Alright. We're going to get a rogue here before that pull. Oh no, we got a ninja pull. That's not good. I always hate getting this pull. It's just a lot of damage. And I'd much rather save my defensives for the pulls coming up. That being said, if I use my defensives and maximize the amount of rage I'm eating and generating, I should be okay, and I should have my defensives back up, right? So, that being said, I'm almost sitting at full rage. Let me get an ignore pain. Almost sitting at full rage again. Let's get an ignore pain. Perfect. Perfect. So, I should have Demo Shout back up for the next pull. Yeah, Demo Shout is already back up. Avatar is about halfway there. Maybe I can do something to help my avatar, but no, not yet. Why are they going that way? Okay. Alright. So with this pull, I don't have... Oh. Nice. Ninja pulls all around. Okay. Let me get a shockwave going on that guy, just so that he pops out of that. So, important to note, again, I'm going to pop that ignore pain, try to keep that up as best as I can, especially since shield block is not going to be up all the time. So, there's my shield block. And let's get an ignore pain. Now my Demo Shout is back up, so let's rotate Demo Shout back in, get another ignore pain going. It's all about keeping something up at all times, right? There's my shield block again. I'm going to pop Spell Reflect because I am getting stacking debuff. Now, the big thing that's really killing me is this Hulk guy. This big dude is throwing a bleed on me. This thing right here, 11,000 physical damage inflicted every 2 seconds. Now, since it is a bleed, I can't really mitigate it through blocking. However, Ignore Pain still applies to it. So, even though we have this nerf version of Ignore Pain, and I would like for it to not be nerfed, it's still very useful, because it counteracts magic damage, dots, bleeds, anything like that. So, very important to use it on certain packs. Like these guys, I'm going to use Demo Shout. I'm going to keep my block up. I should be okay. Sometimes they put diseases on me, or venoms on me, poisons, but that should be dispelled. That is completely dispellable. So, I have seen it get stacked on me right there. There it is. And I've also seen the healer dispel me in the earlier pull. Alright, so let me stack up Ignore Pain and run in there. So while I get everything sorted out, I did throw out that shockwave, just kind of trying to mitigate that damage a little bit. So with these guys, we don't have the big damaging like skeleton guys that put up the shield, the barrier. So the only thing I need to watch out for is to not stand in any of the poison on the ground, and that's it. The other thing I should be doing, since I am getting the bleed effect, is keeping up and Ignore Pain. So I also got a Victory Rush. Let me use that. And keep that Ignore Pain up to counteract that. Okay, so now, something else I can do is do a little bit of kiting, right? See that? I have 4 stacks on me. 4 stacks hurts already. So we can do a little bit of kiting as well. Perfect. Every single time, by far the worst trash pull is 6-star expansion. Right in the corner with the... Yeah. I don't think it's the worst one. I think the Motherlode with the 2 masterminds is worse. I don't like it. They're non-CCable, they're non-stunnable, they're nothing, non-interruptible. It's just, you just kind of deal with them. That's the way it goes. Okay. Hopefully, I think this group all knows each other. Hopefully, they're all good in terms of strategy and how to get this down, because we need split DPS. Gotta kill all totems at the same right? Yeah, okay. can't be a pro dungeoner if you can't do pro ninja pulls. I don't want to do pro ninja pulls. We can handle them though. We can handle them for sure. Okay, so one important thing to note about this guy is in phase 1, he's not really attacking you too much, right? So save your shield block. I pop my avatar just so that I can get some rage generated, just so that I can keep up like an ignore pain. Don't waste your shield block. You can use 1, you can use, you know, 2, but don't use your shield block all the time in this phase 1 because you are going to need it. You're gonna pray that you have it in phase 2. So here it is. We're gonna transition relatively soon here. Let me actually do this. Let me pop that one, and here it is. Transition. Okay. Oh no, we didn't get the transition. We missed it. Oh man, that's gonna be terrible. Okay, I need to interrupt this guy. So as a tank, you should be on interrupt duty every single time this guy starts casting Noxious Stench. And the cooldown of Noxious Stench is the same cooldown as your interrupt. So if your interrupt is on cooldown like mine is right now, don't worry about it. He's not gonna cast it. And my interrupt is still on cooldown. Don't worry about it. He's not gonna cast it. Next leap, my interrupt is off of cooldown. He's gonna cast it. So now I'm gonna tab target him, and there's the cast. Again, it coincides with my cooldown. So that is important to see. There it is, phase 2. Yeah, okay, phase 2. So now, pop your shield block, keep everything up as much as you can. I pop my demo shout. I'm gonna pop avatar right now as well. Just start generating a little bit more rage, a little bit more steady rage. It helps out with your ignore pains. It helps out with your shield block every single time you have a charge of it. Let me pop bolster because I don't have a shield block charge right now. Now I do have shield block up again. That being said, I don't want to use it while bolster's up. You're double dipping. You're wasting your bolster. Let's get ignore pains. Alright, here it is. So now I can get my shield blocks back up. And I still have shield wall. I don't think I'll need it, but I can definitely pop it at the end of this, right? So here's my shield block. It's about to come back up. There's my shield block. I don't need shield wall, but I could have popped it just to stay alive a little bit more. But you guys saw the damage I was taking was not that terrible. Table here, table here. What add-on am I using to monitor my warrior cooldowns? These are my custom weak auras. If you would like my custom weak auras, where's the link? Let me get you the link. Copy link. If you want my custom weak auras, they are in this video here. Anyone want cape? What kind of cape? 340 haste mastery? Oh, it's the exact same thing I have. Yeah, there's no need to steal it from anyone. 309 to 322 in a Mythic World Tour. Can I be your friend again? What's up, Hooves? Yes, you can. Absolutely. Motherlode just overwhelmed you with the amount of trash. It's not a crazy amount of trash. The thing with the Motherlode is that there's no walls. It's just like one big open area. So kind of like Seed of the Triumvirate. It's not crazy the amount of stuff they put in there. It's the fact that there's no walls, so people just run and body pull everything. That's what really ends up happening. A lot of body pulls. They're sharing loot right now, but we'll be good to go. This is where dot DPS shine. Oh, being able to dot every single totem. You want to start tanking. Is warrior a good tank for a beginner? The chaos theory, I would suggest a guardian druid. They are pretty straightforward in terms of how they generate their resource and how they spend it. And if you just apply a very simple and basic rotation to a guardian druid, they perform very well. So on a guardian druid, if all you do mangle, thrash, swipe, priority order, and just pop iron for every single time you have the rage for it, you're gonna be okay. I'm not saying that is the top tier of druid gameplay, but they lean themselves to have very good gameplay with a simple priority and rage spending system. So if you want a tanking class for a beginner, I would suggest Guardian Druid. Super helpful for your bear. Oh, the weak auras? Yeah, no problem, Epic. I'm glad they're helping out. Alright, so again, with that leftover rage, I'm popping Ignore Pain for the next pull, right? So I go into this pull with a 20k Ignore Pain. There it is. It's gone now. Ignore Pain. Gone. So make sure you interrupt that. Something else you can do, like let's say you have the trinket I do, right? The Motherlode trinket. Now, it has a decent amount of burst. It's not a crazy amount, but what you can do if you play a warrior specifically is you can save the on-use ability for non-elites. Like, you see these non-elites? I could save that ability to hit those non-elites, as hard as you can to try to get a victory rush proc, right? So if you need that extra little bit of healing, you can get that victory rush proc with an on-use damaging trinket. It's not the best choice. A much better choice would be to be tanky, but if you happen to get unlucky like me and get a high item level for that trinket, that's one way you could use it during trash. If not, use it during bosses to get your threat up. Alright, let's go down. Let's go do Rezan. Hopefully I get my trinket. Alright. Let's get our interrupt off. Alright, like right now I have my victory rush, right? It just went away. As soon as I said I was going to use it, it went away. There it is. I got another one. So we can use it. Keep things going. I think I'm about to get another one. Oh no, that one went off a little bit before. The button, yeah, definitely an item on your shopping list for funsies. I have it right now, so that's how it works, right? That was it right there. That's exactly what happened. So it's like 10,000 damage or something split within the targets you hit. So if there's less targets, hits harder. 17,000 damage. So it's a decent, like if you're trying to get a victory rush, it's a decent burst to use on a target that's non-elite and is sitting at a low amount. So if you're definitely fishing for that victory rush to try to get a little bit extra healing for whatever reason, maybe your healer went down, maybe you just need the extra healing to survive, the button is a decent solution to that. Feels like bear DPS is pretty low right now. It was like crazy low during the beta. It was so low during the beta that they would lose threat. It did get changed, so bear DPS is not the best, but at least they don't lose threat anymore. That being said, you shouldn't have to worry about your tank's DPS. One of the guys is AFK. We'll wait. We'll wait. We'll wait. Okay, so I'm gonna tank him in this corner. We'll LOS over here. Bear looks easy, but it looks boring too. Yeah. Chaos Theory. If you want a strong tank that is also easy to jump into, I would say Prot Paladin. They have 3 charges of their active mitigation, so they have decent uptime on it. They have very strong talent points. They have a shield, so the new blocking system takes into effect. And you have the important part about a paladin. You have a lot of oh shit buttons. And what I mean by that is if somebody else body pulls, if you accidentally body pull, if you get into a situation where you need something to get you out, you have Guardian, you have Ardent Defender, you have Bubble, you have Lay on Hands, you have Bop, you have all sorts of abilities that help you deal with an escalating situation. Now, they won't get you out of the situation. That being said, it will help out, and it does help out more than other people who don't have as many cooldowns, as many abilities. So I pop Berserker Rage so that I am immune to the fear, and hopefully I don't get targeted. I'm not. It's our healer, so that's good. And also, one thing to note about Rezan is when you are fighting Rezan, if you are not being targeted, then there is no need. Like right now I have an ad, so I'm popping shield block. But if you don't summon ads, which you don't need to, and you're not being targeted by Rezan during the Devour phase, don't pop any shield block. Just kind of stay alive. Alright, let me... Oh, we CC'd that guy. Perfect. Alright, I do have another way of breaking the fear. As soon as it goes out, it actually needs to hit me. But since I'm an undead, I can just get out of it. Oh, nice. We ran into another ad. Those ads are taking a toll on me. Alright. Why do we have so many ads? What? Let's do this. Let's pop a fear. I have threat on them. When they bounce back, they'll come back to me. Alright. That is a lot of ads. That is like 7 or 8 ads. That is a ridiculous amount of ads. Like, I don't want anything to do with those. Like, I don't think I can actively tank all this. This is way too many ads. I have a victory rush proc, so I can use that. But, I mean, look at this. Like, we cleared the whole area of ads over here. You see that? There's no more corpses on the ground. Resline is going to go down right before I do. Thank RNGesus. No trinket. No trinket this week. Is Prot actually a good tank? Are we talking about Prot Paladin? Because I was just talking about Prot Paladin. Prot Paladin is a very solid tank. Yes. You're now over 340 farming DPS tank to set through lower level stuff. That red button is going to be part of the rotation. Yeah, if you are running a Prot Warrior and you can get your hands on the red button and then Unstoppable Force, you run Unstoppable Force, you're going to be doing a lot of damage. For sure. Why? Oh man, this group. I joined a pre-made of some weird dudes, man. Okay. Let's hope they all know that we can skip all this trash by running and hugging this wall. Alright, these are all like little ads that just hop around. They do a decent amount of damage, so I don't want to pull them all immediately, but I can pull this group relatively quickly. Alright, so now all I need to do is interrupt this guy. Here it is. Let's get that interrupt going, and now we just got to take care of these ads. The runs are never the same, so it keeps you busy enough with just that. Yeah, that's true. That is very true. They are not. Right now, everybody's kind of learning their path, learning how they like to pull, what they want to pull. We gotta squish this. World Quest, guys. World Quest. I used my button there because I didn't start off with a Thunderclap, and I immediately was like, oh no, I didn't have a Thunderclap going. Alright. Let me... I'm also trying to pop a Spell Reflect and keep myself alive here with Ignore Pain, because these guys are popping Wildfire, and it does hurt. So also something important to know. Next pull, if we don't CC, I expect a wipe. I'm going to ask them to CC an Augur, and the Augur is going to be a pain in the ass. If we don't CC the Augur, or if someone breaks the CC immediately on the Augur, I expect a wipe, but we'll see how that goes. I should be okay. Perfect. Healer almost died. Okay, so I'm going to want that CC'd. Okay, so I'm asking them... Oh, our healer died to the fire. You're 317 now, getting there? Nice, man. Nice. That group screwed you on those ads. That was a lot of ads. Alright, healer's not here. We trapped, but healer's not here, so we can't pull. Do you need to drop that? You need to drop that group. Sometimes Pug ain't worth the stress. We're still getting it. If it would have been a wipe, like a complete wipe, maybe I'd be like, oh man, I don't know if we're going to keep it here. But we ended up killing it. Yeah, I think the fear bomb definitely bought me a little bit of time, but yeah, like fear bombing and a little bit of kiting. But you can see Prot Warriors are not the worst tank in the world. I was able to deal with that much threat, that many aggro, I mean that many ads. BM Hunter good with dungeons? Yes, John McDonald. I have a BM Hunter buddy in my guild, and he does really good damage. Really good damage. Healer almost died again to the fire. Cool. Okay, so let's re-up the freeze trap, or we can just pull. Okay, let me just pull, re-up the freeze trap. Perfect. So let's pull them all over here. Let me pop Avatar. Let me just get a good rotation going on these guys. So the big deal here is The wild... Oh, great. We broke the auger. The auger is going to kill us. This is going to be a wipe. Okay, so I'm going to start doing a little bit of kiting. Basically, this auger needs to not cast his big AoE, which I forget what it's called, but it's definitely not wildfire. So as soon as he switches from casting wildfire to something else, I need to interrupt him. Guaranteed. So I'm going to throw out my stun here. It's not a guaranteed wipe, guys. I think we got this. There's a fiery enchant. That's what I need to interrupt. If you get fiery enchant going out, the only reason we run over to the giant hulking boss on Mythic first is because there's multiple augers on the way this way. On the way to the priestess. You don't want that. Oh, I need to pull these little ones over here. These guys are no big deal. In fact, like, I taunted it, but if it bounces around while I'm pulling the other one, no big deal. They spend their time casting, throwing the little pools on the ground. You know, no biggie. BM Hunter now, never go hungry with the resources. Undead Prot warriors are the worst in the world. I don't know. I don't know. You seem to be pretty upset at an undead hunter, Max, named Sylvanus? Something like that? I don't know. I think that one might be the worst in the world. Alright. We're going to pull this boss here. Let's do this. Important thing to note about this boss on Mythic, keep this boss right up here, right on this platform, because you are going to get this ad, and you want to nuke the ad as quickly as possible. So I'm going to throw my stun out so that this ad doesn't pick up the blood pools. That's very important that he doesn't pick up the blood pools because you need them all. Also, I danced in a circle to avoid the golden orbs, right? The golden orbs put a dot on you, so you take damage, and you also do less damage. So important to not get that debuff, especially if you're a damage dealer. As a tank, the part that I don't want is the dot, mainly. I just don't want to deal with taking extra unnecessary damage. I'm going to pick up the pool before this. No, the ad beat me to it. So one thing you can do is the ad goes around and picks up the blood pools, right? So that you can't pick them up. So what you can do is pick up the blood pool right before the ad does it. Now, like this time we're missing one pool, so there's not much we can do. I think one of the DPS is just not doing the mechanics, but we are burning the boss. So now I'm going to pop Avatar again, get a decent amount of damage going here. Oh, that was a fail on my button, man. So I have a shockwave ready. Let's get that shockwave, get a little bit more deeps. Perfect. When the boss here casts Gilded Claws, it's important that you have something going. So one thing that you may have noticed me doing this time is the fact that I keep a good ignore pain generation on this boss, but also when those Gilded Claws come out, if you don't have shield block, consider throwing up a bolster. Consider doing it that way. Oh, we're gonna get loot from the last boss. What does the last boss drop for me? On all slots. No upgrades, basically. Actually, I don't know if that helmet has my best in slot Azerite trait. That might be worth my time, because I don't have that helmet. At least I don't think so. It isn't it. Is it Helm of the Raptor King? No. Okay. Uh-oh. For some reason I got some lag there. Oh, people are dying to the fire again. Okay. I was wondering why my group was way back there and dying. That's why. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go up to the boss so that nobody has to deal with these spiders. They're dying to fires, so we'll just clear. The first person that gets up here to the spiders basically makes the spiders stop spawning. So I clipped one of them, but here it is. Right? We're good now. The world quest. I need to go back and do this after. So now my group can come up without having to worry about any spiders or anything like that. There's one more spider back there. Oh, there they are. There's a bunch back there. Cool. When should you use Shockwave, or do you use it at all? I do use it. So Shockwave is good to use when you're taking heavy magic damage. So your magic damage mitigators are Spell Reflect first. It's a really good cooldown. That being said, Spell Reflect only lasts, what, 4 seconds? I can't remember the exact duration. 5 seconds. So Spell Reflect doesn't last that long. And then your second magic mitigator besides Spell Reflect is Ignore Pain, but Ignore Pain is heavy on the cost. 40 Rage, fixed. There's no way you can cast one for less. And then below that you have Demoralizing Shout, which decreases damage taken from, you know, anything, whether it's physical or magic. And then underneath that you have your Shockwave stun as well, right? So if you stun all of the mobs, they can't cast, they can't hit you with magic damage. So something good to know about Shockwave is you can use it that way. I'm asking if the group is ready. What are they talking about? They keep talking about all sorts of stuff. Alright, we're just gonna pull. Alright, so I like to pull this guy back to this corner. One thing to note as well is when that Racking Pain goes out, it's very important that you... It's very important that you interrupt, right? So Racking Pain, interrupt. You're already there as a tank. You're gonna be there every single time up in melee. So just throw an interrupt. And then here we have a Skewer. I try to have Ignore Pain up for Skewer. If I don't, I can get a quick Spell Reflect going. But also something important to note about Skewer is if you have something like Demo Shout up, you're also good. So you don't have to worry about too many things with Skewer. It doesn't hit too hard yet. Once you start getting tyrannical bosses, that's when you can start worrying about it. So here's a Soul Rend. I'm going to walk away a little bit from the Shaman. The Shaman does have good burst. I see him burst down his ad pretty quickly. That being said, he doesn't seem to have it this time. Yep. That's going to hurt, and that's going to suck as well for the healer. So, again, if the DPS can't be sure that they can handle the damage, then they should probably just get out. Or doing the damage, that is. For some reason, I keep... Oh, that makes sense. I was like, I keep going down. It's because everybody's taking a ton of magic damage right now. So let me just keep walking the boss this way a little bit. There's a Soul Rend. I'm going to get away from the Shaman again. Shaman may just cause the boss to proc. So what we can do, since we have the last few percentage here, is just get the boss to go down from everybody else hitting the boss. Perfect. But yeah, nobody was focusing their ads at that point. We got bracers. The ones I have right now are better. This has crit on it. Don't need it. Let's also do the spiders, the world quest. I don't know what the world quest drops. We're talking tanks here. Undead tank is equal to terrible. So you would much rather have a Pandaren tank, Max? Is that what I'm hearing? All right, let's hearth out of here. Undead Prot Warrior is the best. Thank you, Krugler. I appreciate it, man. The undead love, man. I agree. I like me some undead. There's a few things, since everybody's getting custom options for like the straight back orcs, and then we're getting Zandalari trolls. There's a few things I kind of wish I could get on a undead. The biggest thing is like, why can't I disable my toes popping out of every boot? How come every pair of boots I get is so rotted that my toes come out? There's only, I think, like 4 or 5 models that I've seen that are plate in the game that are completely covering your feet, and those look a little funny because the boot is just massive. It's really big on your leg and it covers your toes. But the ones that actually fit your legs, fit your feet rather, they don't. They all have their toes sticking out, man. You trust fat guys to take damage? You don't trust a guy that's all bones? What's wrong with this? I've got a good transmog going. Like, you could tell that at one point I was a good tank, right? Look at this. At one point I could tank things. You didn't get the trinket because RNGs is allowing you to live through these pulls that should have wiped you? Maybe, nerds. Maybe. I happen to get those bracers though. Don't listen to them. Race choice is overrated. Kicking ass as a gnome, hitting mobs. Shmagegi, how weird is it when all of the raid bosses swing over your head but somehow still hit you? Is that really weird? You'll try your luck with your Orc Warrior tank. Good luck, man. Good luck. I'll tell you what, as a warrior, you're gonna like it. The biggest thing I like about a warrior is a warrior tank. It just represents not being afraid to jump in there. Like, you have to charge your target. You charge in and you slam him with your shield as hard as you can. Like, this is a tank that's proactive. It jumps in your face and it makes you hit the tank. That's what I like about warriors. They're not the best, but but it's good to know that you can do it that way. And it's good to know that there's a tank out there that just jumps in and gets things done. Heroic. I need a mythic. Did I finish it? Yeah, we finished. Swing a hammock into a pole, see what happens. I'll do the same in a broom handle. I'm a broom handle, but I've got plate around me. I can do this. Did we do Freehold already? I don't think I did Freehold. No. Let's do Freehold. Freehold's not too bad.
Do you need protection?
The biggest thing with Freehold is getting cleansed. If your healer knows how to cleanse, you're good. If your healer does not know how to cleanse, good luck. I need to repair as well. I'm pretty low. You chalk it up to magic splash damage. That was a lot of damage happening at the very end there. How much you guys made last week? You made 2 mil. Oh, geez, epic. No, I've made maybe like 100k, a little over 100k. But then again, I don't have gathering professions on this guy, my warrior, so I wasn't really gathering. Do I think warrior tanks need a buff? Yes, Isaac, I do. I think warrior tanks need a buff in terms of how they mitigate damage coming in. So an easy one that I think a lot of people would agree with and would be okay if this was the only buff is take Ignore Pain off the global. You take Ignore Pain off the global, we stop sounding like a broken record, but at the same time, it's a pretty big buff that opens up our rotation. It makes it so that we don't have to worry about when we're going to be casting it ahead of time and kind of rotating it in. It just kind of happens. I need that. That's for cooking. So I think taking Ignore Pain off the global would be a really nice buff. Anything else? I think maybe lowering the rage cost of Revenge would also help out. It would help us cleave a little bit more. We don't always have free Revenges queued up and Prot, so there's like a few little things that I think could happen, because the difference between a Legion warrior tank and a BfA tank, BfA warrior tank, is a big difference. So a lot of little things could change. I think like the cooldowns are very good, in a very good place. I think our shield block is fine because it's very powerful. If I'm being completely honest here, I think our mastery needs a nerf. I think our mastery is way too strong, because if you look at my block right now, I reduce incoming damage by, let's say, 40%, right? Let's round it up. That means that when I crit block, my mastery makes it so that I reduce damage incoming by 80%. It doubles. Although I think the cap is at 75%, but I haven't ran the numbers. That being said, reducing the amount of damage by an incoming ability by 75%, if it is the cap, 75% or more, is insane to me. And that's not with a cooldown. That's just a normal block. That's just something I do. As a warrior tank, I block a lot. So the fact that our mastery is so powerful that it makes me mitigate a lot of the incoming damage. I think if they made our mastery scale with block value instead, so if our mastery made our block value double instead of our block reduction double, I think that'd be better. We're subject to diminishing returns. We'll get hit pretty hard with the diminishing returns. So I think that's one way of going about it. Maybe double is even a little bit too much, but I think we need buffs in certain areas and a nerf to our mastery, because right now when a Prot warrior has shield block up, they're very powerful. Like, the amount of physical damage you take is not very high at all. So I think it's like, let's remove a little bit of that super high block. Let's add a little bit more consistent. You frisbee your shield into people's faces and feel like a champion. Yeah, Prot paladins are in a very good place right now. I agree. They're also really fun to play. Or just jump a lot to make the visual line up. I think everybody's here, by the way. Are they? Oh. Yep. You mean the mob swinging over your head? Oh, got it. You jump over them or think it's magic damage. I got it. Understood. Grab me something to eat for sure, man. Get the Aid of Volpera was kind of confusing. To get the Aid of Volpera, is that a world quest? Freehold equal pally greatness. Yes, Freehold and Underrot is two places where pallies shine because there's dispellable debuffs, right? The last boss in Underrot, you can cleanse yourself. In here, you can cleanse the poisons. So yeah, there's a few dungeons that play the strengths of certain tanks. If we talk about the Motherlode, when those ads start throwing out earth bolts or whatever they're called, I forget what they're called. I can spell reflect those and hit the mobs for like 90k. So that shines as a warrior tank, the Motherlode. So yeah, there's definitely dungeons for each class. Alright, let's start pulling here. Now, one thing that they did change about Freehold, and I'm very glad they did it, Enforcers no longer reset aggro. Cool, we got a really big pull too. So now I don't have to worry about the Enforcers kind of jumping around, going all over the place. They're on me. That's where they're going to remain. No big deal. So... oh no, I don't want to be there. Okay. With this big pull, the little dogs here, the Mastiffs, they deal a lot of damage. So you got to be very careful with those guys. I also am getting... I have right now 5 stacks of the debuff. So I should be getting cleansed. I don't think it's going to happen. But if you're playing a Paladin, play to your strengths. Cleanse yourself. Because this debuff is doing 12,000 damage per second. So there it is. I got cleansed. Perfect. They heard me. You like what I'm saying? Yeah, for sure, man. For sure, Isaac. Yeah, I think warrior tanks, they have some really big strengths that I think can be toned down. They also have some weaknesses. I think our magic mitigation is okay because of Ignore Pain and because of Shield Block and Demo Shout being such a quick cooldown. I think as long as people start getting used to popping Demo Shout in the middle of a pull, I think we'll start seeing Prot Warriors shine a little bit more. But yeah, if they take Ignore Pain off the global, it'll change a lot. It'll be great. Crafting made tons of gold to just buy mats. Yeah, I didn't really look into crafting too much, man. I have blacksmithing, but I honestly haven't done too much with it. Okay, we're gonna go over here to the right. I need to wait for these pats to kind of go away. As soon as these pats go away, why is that guy running up? Please back up, sir, ma'am, sir. There it is. These guys are gonna pat away. Hopefully, by waiting, we don't pull everything. That being said, I kind of am expecting to just wait for, you know, a big body pull and everything. Almost missed the stream. Hello, Julia. How's it going? I will start trying to set reminders again. I haven't been setting reminders on the streams themselves because I've been using Restream, which doesn't have the whole reminder thing, but I can try to set them again. I don't know if it coincides with Restream, so I might have to change a few settings right before I go live, but I can definitely start setting reminders for the live streams. Alright, so since I have Avatar up, again, Thunderclap and another ability, like Thunderclap into an Ignore Pain, Thunderclap into a Shield Slam, whatever it is that you have to do to stay alive. Avatar makes it possible. Alright, let's go this way. Let's jump over this and get into this arena. The boss does not spawn until these guys go down. So let's get them down. Do I have Avatar? I do not. Let's run in there. Get our shield block going. And Demo Shout up as well to just kind of keep everything down. The ads are very close to Pats. So I'm just going to pull these guys back a little bit. Alright, I'm going to pop Bolster here. My shield block charges were kind of running out. My Avatar just came off cooldown, so let me use Avatar. And let me start popping Ignore Pain. So Thunderclap into an Ignore Pain if it's low. Thunderclap into Ignore Pain right now. Thunderclap. Thunderclap into a shield block, into an Ignore Pain. Thunderclap, Shield Slam, thunderclap. Like, it's all about the thunderclaps when you have the avatar going. You don't want to waste them. They're very, very high amounts of damage. They smooth out the amount of rage you're generating. They're always really good. Looks like I'm heroic leaping when I'm charging into pull. No, that was a trinket. That was a trinket that just blows up a certain area. That's all it was. Yeah, that wasn't... I can see why, because it's that same like cast thing on the ground. But no, that was just a trinket. Alright, so with this boss, first phase, easy, tank and spank. Second phase, tank and spank while avoiding the parrot. Alright, so now we're going to get the parrot. We also need to just interrupt the heal that this guy's going to be casting on himself. So, where's the heal? Should be coming up soon. And we also need to watch for the parrot. There's the parrot. It's going to be running that way, so it won't be hitting us. Perfect. And then we did interrupt that heal. Unfortunately, the healing bottle is inside the pool. But whatever tank class you're playing, when you start running low on defensives, when you start running low on your active mitigation, what you do is you go use that barrel, right? I mean, that heal. So if you... Uh-oh, a little bit of lag here. Let's interrupt that. So let's say, like right now, I don't have shield block anymore, right? What I do is I pick this up. Buys me a few seconds. Buys me a few seconds of tanking while giving me a big heal. Now my shield block is back up. I'm good now. I can jump back into tanking this guy. So that's how that heal works. It's kind of a supplement to everything else you have. Also, this mount right here drops from this mythic. I think it's probably like a 1, maybe 2%. Oh, somebody got it. Oh no, it said sharkbait girdle. I thought it was the mount. No, so yeah, this guy drops this. This guy drops that parrot as a mount. So very important to know if you are farming mounts. It's like a 1% drop. I think it's mythic only. I don't think it drops in heroic. You made a fortune this week. Bought a lot from selling haste enchants. Oh wow. Yeah, I haven't been focusing on making money. Thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. And welcome. Can I show my shield? Zoom in? For sure, man. For sure. This thing right here. This lovely little thing. I forget where it's from. It's called the Fell Barrier. I think it's from vanilla sometime. I don't remember from when. Or from where. Maybe like BRD or something? He ignored me, so rude, you're leaving? What are you talking about? Alright, so we need to drink with the Vulperias this week. Last week was the big AoE pull, right? So this week, we need to drink with the Foxes. So one thing that you should know as well, you see that area on the ground? The person casting the dash will go from where they're standing to that area. It's important to know that they are going to stun everything in this path, so avoid it. As a tank, one of the worst things that can happen to you is being stunned. You have absolutely no mitigation when you are stunned, so you want to avoid being stunned at all costs, especially if you know what causes it and you can avoid it. In this case, that dash, just don't get stunned. Fell Barriers, TBC, Skull Flame. Oh, got it. Yeah, so I have the Fell Barrier, TBC. Do you remember where it drops? Roffle, ROFL. That's how you get geared, yeah. Has my tank ranking held up so far into Mythic 0? So in the beta, I did Mythic Plus for every single tank. Every single tank, right? There wasn't a single tank that I didn't do. I did keys on all of them. So yeah, I mean, honestly, there's been quite a few brewmasters who are upset that they were near the bottom of the list. They're tied at the bottom of the list with the Prot Warrior. And what I said about brewmasters is the fact that they're strong at high level keys and they're strong at pushing keys, but when it comes to like meeting timers, they're not the best. And I mean, I honestly stand by that. That being said, are there monks out there that are amazing? Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of like in Legion, I don't think anyone would argue that Demon Hunters were not a strong raid tank, right? They're not. Demon Hunters were lacking in what they brought to a raid in terms of their defensive cooldowns. Not the best Mythic raid tank to bring. That being said, Shakib still did Mythic Argus. This isn't a good player can outdo any list. Like the list is just there for what the class brings and what the class offers, but personal skill can change that a lot. I think in the beginning of today's video we talked about it, that why do I play a Prot warrior even though they're at the bottom of the list. I like them. I have a lot of muscle memory as well attached to a warrior, so when it comes to playing a tank, I think I'm a better Prot warrior than I am a blood DK, than I am, you know, many other things. So a guardian druid, for example. So it's all about like what class you play and what you bring. If you're a really good brewmaster monk, then don't worry about anyone's rankings or anything like that. You just kind of handle your tank, man. Do what you need to do. Every tank class can do the content. They designed the content in this game to be able to be doable by every single combination, every single thing in this game. So there's no way that you're not going to be able to do any content. Why do I pull this mob? We have to drink with these foxes. So you see this fox over here to my left that's outlined? We have to drink with all the foxes. So before you do this boss, depending on the week, there's a different event. Last week, it was a really big AoE pull, right? Super big AoE pull. This week, we have to drink with these foxes. So every party member can drink with one fox. There's 5 foxes. So someone needs to drink with this fox here. So one of my party members needs to come over here and drink with this fox. Because if we don't, I can't see the bosses from here, but if we don't, all 3 bosses are going to be up. All 3 of them. So you only want 2 bosses to be up. If all 3 bosses are up, that means that the bosses gain a 100% damage debuff and you have an extra one. Alright, there it is. Someone drank there. We also need someone to drink up here with this guy. Anyone? Alright, someone right click this. And the last one is over here, across the way. So I can pull this way. What is my item level? 337? Yeah, 337 right now. I haven't done very many mythics this week, so that's what we're working through right now, man. Pushing through these mythics. You can get it off mana tombs and heroic. Oh, nice to know, Christian. Christian, what's up, man? How's the gearing going for you? Christian, did you end up going tank? I know you were talking to me about tanks maybe like last week or something. Are you end up going tank? Last boss. Alright, so let's go here. I'm gonna pop. What is the point of this? What is the meaning of this? Okay, hold on. I need to explain it to my group when we're done pulling here. But yeah, if you don't complete this pre-boss event, whichever one of the 3 it is, whether you chase the dog, whether you drink with the foxes, or whether you do the really big pull, if you don't complete it, you have all 3 bosses up. So let me let my group know. Alright, so I let them know. That's what happens this week. You gotta get drunk as a pre-boss event, and you're good. Nexus Prince, the last boss of Mana Tombs, drops a Fell Barrier. Nice. Skullflame Shield, isn't it a BoE epic? Yes. The Skullflame is a BoE epic, but yeah, I have it transmogged to the Fell Barrier, so I have the lesser of the 2. For like BoE vanilla world epics, the only ones that I've gotten are I've gotten Hurricane twice, and then I believe I got the Tartan Icebreaker, I forget what it was called. A 2-hander mace that was very quick. It was like a 2.3 second swing speed or something. Wasn't a very good one. Neither was Hurricane. Hurricane also had a very fast swing speed. or attack speed, and back then attack speed and swing speed mattered because weapon damage also mattered. Alright, so this week it looks like we have Raoul and Jolly up, which means that this Fox guy that we have up on our side, he's going to stun a random boss for a little bit, and that's what's going to be helping us. So now that we know that, let's jump in. Also, we just need to avoid a lot of stuff on the ground, but we don't have that much movement to worry about, right? So when we have the Vulpera guy up, there's a lot of movement in this boss fight, right? A lot of things you have to jump around. You have to watch out where he's going to stand so that he's going to blow up the rest of the arena. Right now, we don't have him up. So all we need to do is avoid stuff on the ground. So here we go. You see, I hate the fact that this Whirlpool of Blades, this sword, has to, like, hit the tank every time. It's just terrible. Alright, let's take care of this Blackout Barrel. Not quite sure why that got, like, returned. Let's move out of the way of the barrel smash. Actually, if you guys saw that, the Vulperian guy interrupted him. Interrupted the guy before he cast barrel smash. So this guy, this Fox, is going around randomly stunning bosses here. So you see that? He keeps stunning this guy. He's just stuck on Raoul and he's going to keep doing it. So Captain Jolly is about to go down right now. That's perfectly fine. Captain Raoul, we just need to kind of like run out of his AoE. So there's the barrel smash. He got stunned by the other boss that's our friend. He's going to start casting barrel smash again. It didn't get interrupted. It just kind of stunned. We're good. Can I get an upgrade from here? A ring? Haste crit? Not really. Not really. I don't really... dang it. Crit verse? Nope. It's the same thing as the other one we had from Tol Dagor. We're not getting good upgrades this week. We got the weapon, and that's about it. The lists only matter for cutting-edge mythic guilds. I agree, Adiam. Also, if you're like barely starting to get into tanking, you might want to consider going with a tanking class that has a little bit of an easier time. But for people who've been playing tanks for a while, it's more of like a look into what they bring. If you are considering re-rolling your tanking class, that's also going to help. But yeah, if you've played a prot paladin your whole life and you only know how to play a prot paladin, you're gonna be doing a lot better as a prot paladin than as anything else. Alright, we're good here. So let's just keep this pull going because we managed to pull the Crusher. He does pat around, but I wasn't too worried about it. The good thing is we got a lot of the pack killed before this guy came in here. You never did this in Freehold? We just go, oh man. If you run normal or heroic, it's not that bad, right? If you run normal or heroic, the having 3 bosses up, it's not gonna kill you. But once you start getting into Mythic, the 3 bosses that are up with the damage buff, especially if you're still gearing up through Mythic, if you're under geared, it'll kill you. It'll kill you for sure. So you gotta be very careful of when you choose to ignore mechanics. Normal and heroic, yeah, you can get away with ignoring mechanics. You play both DPS and a tank, you're 341. On your Demon Hunter, you're still maining your Demon Hunter. Christian, are you gonna carry me in 3s this season as well? I'll start playing arms again. You just gotta carry me to be able to get all my gear. Carry me to 2200. Any noob tips for Prot Warrior? Haven't played since Kata. The biggest noob tip I can give for a warrior is right now the playstyle is that you have to have a cooldown up at all times to survive. So if you want to stay alive on your Prot Warrior, you have to have something up. I don't care if it's shield block, if it's demoralizing shout, if it's last stand with bolster. Have something up at all times. 100% of the time you need something up. And ignore pain is the one thing that doesn't count. Like, ignore pain is a supplement. It is not considered having something up. So the biggest thing I can give you as advice as a Prot Warrior is if you want to survive in this world of mythics and gearing up and this brand new expansion, have shield block up, demo shout up, shield wall, bolster, one of those things up 100% of the time. The more gaps you have in this uptime, the spikier you will be, the more likely you are to go down. We did it last week in Mythic, or is it a different setup? Yeah, last week in Mythic it wasn't too bad. So last week in Mythic, there was these 2 mobs attacking the target dummy. As soon as you pull them, they pull like 10 other people, and it's a big AoE pull. That was what happened last week. All you had to do was DPS them all. Also, by the way, guys, the pig spawns here every single time, right here. So what you need is everyone needs to spam right click this bone pile right here. You just have me and educate, done it twice on Mythic, now you never done the event. No, so last week it wasn't too bad. Last week the event was just a big AoE pull. So it depends. Every time you run into Freehold, when you run to that area, there's going to be different highlighted mobs. This week was the foxes, right? You guys saw it right now. Last week, there was these 2 thugs beating up a training dummy. So when you pull those guys, they pull a big pack. They like yell to someone and they bring a bunch of aggro. Next week, if we have a rotation going every single time, then next week you're going to see a puppy there. You need to chase the puppy around the zone, and then the puppy will have keys to a jail cell, and then you unlock someone and you get the buff. But if you look up at my buffs, you see the pirate hat. You need the pirate hat buff before you jump into that boss. You guys saw that the pig landed right there, by the way. If all 5 people stand around here and spam right click, you get the pig instantly. So when you're running Mythic Plus, that's how you keep your timer low. Everybody spam right clicks right here. Nice pug tip. You always get stunned by that pig in beta and never manage to catch it. Yeah, man. Just everybody stands around this bone pile and just click it, man. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is get my demo shout, because it's on these guys, this ring of booty encounter, it's hard to get a charge in because most of your melee is going to be hugging the boss and waiting for him to activate. So the way that I deal with that, and the way that I deal with getting a nice little bump up in terms of rage, is to pop my demo shout, because I am running booming voice. So I start the fight, pop a demo shout, and I can get my shield block up. Because getting a charge off in this boss, you would need non-pugs, kind of like people to kind of be with you, know that you're going to be pulling. Knuckledsters? Yeah, those guys. Those guys were the ones last week. They yell at a bunch of their friends, and they're like, "Hey, come here, let's beat these guys up." But yeah, that's what happens. Every week it's a little different, man. So you just did a Freehold, and when you caught the pig by yourself at the beginning drop, the group did a collective WTF in chat. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, just stand right here. It's actually in the boss guide I put out for Freehold. I let you guys know. Just stand right here and just spam right click. You know, DPM has a nice timer for you as well. Alright, again, these guys are all like within range, right? So just gonna body pull, get that demo shout up. That demo shout allows me to get that shield block up. Let me also pop avatar. And now at this point, it's a game of kiting. So hopefully the shark doesn't land on me. If it does, I'm going to heroic leap. So there's the shark. I'm going to lead this boss around. No, they didn't run the shark through the chum. This might be a wipe. Doesn't seem like too many people are kiting the shark through the chum. There it is, there it is, there it is. I got it, I got it. Shark went through the chum, but the shark got instantly picked up. There's a shark right here. Come on, run him through the chum. Run him through the chum. Hopefully the shark just starts running towards us. It's stuck. The shark is stuck, guys. I can get a thunderclap as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna dance around these chum piles here because it's just gonna be easy. Like if this guy decides to throw a shark on me, all I gotta do is jump to the right and we're good. So good to note here that we have a bunch of these piles, and the good thing is as well, running a shark through multiple chum piles doesn't do anything. So if you run one of the sharks that spawns through one chum pile, you're good. That's it. That's all you can do against that shark. So there it is. There's a shark eating the one chum pile, and so I will stand right here again just for future. Look at that. Look at that. Chicken nuggets. Thanks, Christian. Thanks, Christian. Dude, I'm gonna go buy some chicken nuggets with that $4.99. Thanks for the 5, man. I appreciate it. think that's 20 chicken nuggets, man. And some sweet and sour. Thanks, man. I do appreciate it. Let me lower that a little bit too. It's getting real bright out here. Oh, we can't run that way, by the way. Alright, so now we're left with the last boss. The last boss doesn't drop anything crazy for me. Actually, that's best in slot talent. If you guys are playing a Prot Warrior and you guys are wondering what your best in slot Azerite trait is, Deafening Crash right here. Deafening Crash is your best in slot point. So hopefully I get this helmet. If I get this helmet, we're good. Or if not, we can get the mount. I thought the mount dropped off the first guy. It's off the last guy. We have a chance of getting this mount, guys. We can get RNGesus in here. Sunlight, a gamer's worst enemy. I hate it, man. I hate it. It's kind of like it's definitely my enemy. It's like getting nerfed. Okay, just making sure the team is chatting. I think they traded something amongst themselves. What did they trade? Oh, okay. Somebody got the weapon. Nice. Alright, let's do this. We pull one. Just pull this group here first. Let's get a spell reflect on the lightning bolt. Let's interrupt that squall, and then I can pull these guys back a little. I saw the paladin do that big AoE pull, and these guys, they hurt, man. Painful motivation is one of those things that really hurts. So you want to try to keep it interrupted as best as you can. I interrupted one of them. And then we're going to have all of these casts going out, right? Like that guy in the back casting the Thundering Squall. I'm not going to worry about him right now. Not my concern. Now let's jump in. Let's get a good charge going in here. There's a Thundering Squall. I can get a stun. And if you cast it again, I can actually get an interrupt. So there's the spout. It was awesome, and it was only your second time there. You're behind on gear, just got 310. Nice, man. Not bad. Not bad. Still, though, 310. We honestly, you don't need to go as crazy or as hard to get geared for Old Deer. when Old Deer was being beta tested, it was being beta tested by giving you 340 gear, which is the current Mythic level gear. And in normal mode, it seemed fine, man. It seemed fine. Now, if you're planning on clearing heroic mode on week 1, then you might want to be grinding out Mythic Zeros a little bit more and getting those Titan Forges. But that being said, if you're just going for the normal mode clear week 1 and then as much as you can do of heroic mode on week 1, you'll be okay. You'll be okay. Alright, we can bypass these guys. This pull here, I do want to CC some of these guys. Do we have CC? Yeah, we have paralysis. So let me get a paralysis on this guy. They really want to go that way? This boss kind of runs around. Perfect. Okay. So yeah, in Mythic mode, this boss has a tendency of running around. I think when he reaches like 50% or something like that, this boss runs around. And by the way, that was the trinket that one of you guys was asking me earlier if I was like heroic leaping. Just a trinket. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be right here just in case I get knocked back. There's the Shattering Toss again, knocking me around, but this time not losing threat. One of the most damaging things with this pull before was that loss of threat. It was massive how bad it was. Let's get a charge. Nope. There it is. Nope. Man, charge mechanics. If you guys have played Warrior, if you guys are Warriors out there, you guys know charge mechanics. They get funny sometimes. Alright, let's go over here. Let's interrupt this one. That interrupt did not go off. Huh. Alright, so we are going to get there's a squall going out, so I'm going to throw out my stun. Hit both of them. Perfect. Now my interrupt isn't up. There it is. I can stack them both up now. Perfect. There it is. What do the ads do? These guys, they just do a lot of magic damage. So that's why I choose to CC them, because it's hard to stack everything up, right? The enforcers are non-CCable. Their dogs are. If I had a druid, I would have asked for a hibernate. So their dogs do a lot of damage, but I can deal with the enforcers and the dogs. But if I'm getting hit with enforcers and dogs and the magic damage, that's already too much. So I can deal with either physical damage or magic damage, both of them all at once. It's the death to a tank. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you're a DK, arguably you can be doing a little bit better. You have grips, you have AMS, you have ranged interrupts, you have grasp. So maybe as a DK you can do other things, but as a warrior I can't be taking both sources of damage at the same time. Alright, so we've got the fire damage going out over there. Not too bad. We did get an early lust. I would much rather the lust on this boss happen at 40%, because when this boss hits 40% or 30% and below, he takes double damage, but he also does double damage. So I want to save my defensives for that last part of this, and also like my trinket, since it's a DPS trinket, I can save it for that last part of this fight. This guy, I want everybody to try to like run. There it is. I wanted people to be close to him. So let me pop Avatar right here. I'm going to be doing increased damage. There it is. So there's the 2 debuffs on him. You see that? He's taking increased damage. And now with this Avatar, we can nuke him down. And this is when I would prefer to Lust. Lust at 40%, so you can get all of that 30% increased damage. Please give me, what was it, a helmet? Yes. Please give me a helmet. Nothing. This is not a good week for loot. Oh, we got something from the Ring of Booty, but still not a good week. We're not going to get very many upgrades. Oh man. Okay, what do we still need? What do we still need? We can do at least you don't fall through the world that much anymore. Yeah, that's true, Steak. That is very true. What did people get on that one? They got their Azurite. Somebody got a trinket. That's a good trinket for tanking, for like bears and stuff. Alright, let's drop group. Let's try to find another one. Hey, that wasn't too bad on my repair bill. What's up with the dogs and Wolf in this game? They do so much damage? Yes, they do. They do a lot of damage. They enrage, that's what it is. I don't know if it's the enforcers that enrage it. Thanks for the sub, by the way, Kaleo. I appreciate it. I don't know if the enforcers enrage the dogs, but the dogs get enraged and they start doing tons of damage. Alright, let's jump back into it. What do we got? We have Underrot left. We have King's Rest. What else we got? We should have a decent amount of them. Freehold, Tol Dagor, Tol Dagor, Waycrest. Okay. So we can still do Underrot, Motherlode, King's Rest, and Shrine of the Storm. Okay. So let's actually go. Let's try to do a Motherlode. It's right here, really quickly right here. Thanks for the sub, by the way, Marco. I appreciate it. So let's see, Motherlode. Let's see if I can find one. Smooth runs. Oh man, okay, so these guys already have the whole group, so let's join them. Let's fly over here. Let's go. Motherlode. Time for some body pulls. Should be pretty exciting. Should be an exciting time. The Motherlode, what's the biggest thing? The biggest thing with the Motherlode is the Earth Shapers. The Earth Shapers, when they get their Earth Bolt off on you, that thing hits like a truck. Especially when we do Mythic Plus. If you get like Fortified or Raging or Bolstering, those guys are going to be your worst nightmare, guaranteed. Like there's no other thing that's going to hit you that bad. Even on a Brewmaster, you can see yourself take a chunk of damage, which on a Brewmaster is saying a lot. You're excited to see this Motherlode? Uh-oh. Don't hold your breath, Frog. Don't hold your breath, man. How to do the entombment for the other 2 dungeons? There's 2 dungeons. So, if you are wanting to run King's Rest, you need Zandalar Forever. You need this achievement right here. Once you complete Zandalar Forever, that's when you can do King's Rest. So as a Horde, you need this, right? So this requires you to do a lot of the campaign. Like Secret in the Sand is Vol'dun, Bargain of Blood is Nazmir, the Dark Heart of Nazmir, and then you have Throne of Zuldazar as a Zuldazar campaign. So you need to do all of the storyline here. That being said, I believe when this unlocks, it unlocks account wide. And then if you want to unlock, like the other one is Siege of Borealis, right? You see how my honor bound is only at honored? I think once I hit revered, I unlock it. I'm pretty sure it was revered. I don't think it's exalted. But once you hit revered with honor bound, you can do the Siege of Borealis, and the honor bound you do rep by doing all of these world quests in the opposite area. So if you ever do any of these world quests, any of them, you see how they say the honor bound? It doesn't matter if they don't even, like, even this one that says Tortollan Seekers, it gives you both. It gives you Tortollan and it gives you honor bound. So if you want to be able to do the Siege of Borealis as a horde, or if you want to be able to do the King's Rest as an alliance, then you need to hit revered in doing world quests with the opposite faction. So for the horde, that's the honor bound. For the alliance, that's the 7th Legion or something like that. You need 7.5k into honored. Okay, there it is. So Shmagegi's got the exact numbers. 7,500 into honored. Then you can do it. So you do have to level up your Blood Elf Mage. You don't have to. Alright, so we'll wait in here. I thought this was for the Motherlode. This is for the Motherlode, right? Thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. Yeah, there's people in here. Okay, we're good. So if we start looking at, like, you guys saw that, the where I was located in the world map, the Motherlode is somewhere in Kazan. So if you press map and you zoom out, you're on Kazan. You see that? Somewhere there. Okay, we're waiting for 1 DPS and we can start pulling. Frog Barrel, Mr. Higgs Bosun, yeah, 7.5k to 12k. I thought it was revered, but I guess not. So once you hit 7,500 into this honored is when you can start doing the opposing faction. So for myself, I have a long way to go. If I were to grind out world quests every single day, I could already be there. But one dungeon isn't going to nerf me too bad, especially if I start doing like this. It's got a weapon in it, which isn't best in slot. I don't think it has anything best in slot for me. No, nothing is haste mastery, so not too concerned about it. Shoulders do have the best in slot talent. That's about it. All right. Is that the last guy? Oh, we need to summon him? This light keeps changing, guys. I'm sorry. Keep trying to adjust it. Alright, so getting the summon, and we'll be good to go. Only one upgrade. I was going to say no upgrades, but we did get one upgrade. We got a weapon. We still have 2 blues we need to replace. That is belt and boots. Once we replace those, I think we'll be all set. What is my Azurite level now? You were busy making gold last week. Now you're grinding it. I am level 15. That being said, I have not done my islands for the week. Very important that you do your islands every week. I haven't done a single island since reset yesterday, so if you want your Azurite level to be high, you gotta do the islands, man. You gotta grind them out. So for these guys, I'm not doing anything major in terms of survivability. They're all non-elite. I'm not too worried about them. Now I will pop my avatar, jump in, and what I need to worry about with these refreshment vendors is interrupting the ice spritzer. If this cast completes, then whoever is being cast on will freeze. Not only are they taking damage every single time the tick goes out, they're also going to freeze and not be able to do either damage or healing or anything. So I'm going to go ahead and interrupt that. As soon as my interrupt was up, I went ahead and interrupted it again. With this pull, you just kind of want to run in. You can, as long as you don't hug the buildings to your left too much, you'll be okay. If you hug these buildings a little too much, you're going to get another pull in there. So here's another ice spritzer. Let me go ahead and interrupt that. I can deal with the inhale vapors on this guy. You can interrupt either the spritzer or the vapors. I can deal with the vapors. This guy has a lot of physical damage. I can just block a lot of it. So no big deal there. These are all non-elites, what this guy pulled. You know, passively cleaving him. Wasn't necessarily his fault. He just threw out a chain lightning, cleaved everything. So that one, I'm not gonna, I don't blame him for that one. That one was just kind of passive. Alright, let's run in here. Let's pop and ignore pain and our avatar. And then start generating all of our rage, our thunderclaps. Remember, thunderclap into ignore pains if you need the survivability. But your thunderclap is going to be doing the most amount of damage because running unstoppable force multiplies your thunderclap damage by 100%, an extra 100%, right? So 2 times. So very important to know that you should be doing it that way, right? You should be prioritizing thunderclap. It does the most damage. You won't be losing any AoE threat if you have avatar and you keep thunderclapping on cooldown. There is no way you will lose threat. If you look at the damage right there, top of the damage charts, you won't lose threat to that. This pull right here hurts. So what I do for this pull, I like going this way. What I do for this pull is I pop shield wall. I run in, I pop shield wall. Because otherwise, these guys will destroy you. They're all non-elites. I get it. They're all non-elites. That being said, 8 non-elites that are still mythic level trash casting on you at the same time will hurt. So pop your biggest cooldown. If you're pulling the way I do, pop your biggest cooldown when running in because you will need it. The one time I didn't, the one time I forgot, I ran in here and I forgot to pop my biggest cooldown, I think I went down to about 20%. Just like instantly. It's all the casts go off at the exact same time, so it looks like you're almost getting one shot. It almost looks like it's just one big hit. Alright, we baited that thing a little bit out there. So now hopefully after his energy shield he'll move. Right? Mr. Mecha, perfect. You have to get back. You have to get back to pretending to work. Shmagegi, thanks for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. And thanks for keeping the chat active over there on Twitch. I appreciate that as well. We'll see you later, man. Alright, so now, what we do in this pull. Here's a mech, right? I mean, a mech jockey. Do we have any CC? No, we don't. We don't have any CC. Can you entangle mech jockey? So if he does an entangling roots on this guy, I can pull the rest of the pack over here. Entangling roots should last 30 seconds. So there's the entangling roots going out, right? Alright. So now I can LOS this pull. So the mech jockey shouldn't break and should be stuck there for like another 15 to 20 seconds. So there's the healer recasting that entangling root. Perfect. Loving it, man. So now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be pulling this mech jockey and this pack because I want to hit both of the mech jockeys with one stun, right? Both of the mech jockeys are going to be activating the mech. Actually, he got CC'd over there. So very important to know. I used my stun early because the mech jockeys were kind of separate. What I'm going to do here is throw my fear out and instantly thunderclap to break it on the rest of the people. But I got the fear on the mech jockey instantly, or actually targeted, because the person that gets targeted by your fear stays in place. Everybody else around you, everybody else around that target is what runs away. So what I did was I targeted that mech jockey so he could stand still, just in case he wasn't getting hit. And then the rest of the pull, if you do enough damage, you break them out of the fear. So what I did was I popped the fear bomb here, ran over here, started thunderclapping again, and revenge spamming just to break them all out of it. This guy is going to be important to interrupt this assassin. He's going to do like a dancing blade something. I forget what it's called, but we'll have a look right now. And it's very important to interrupt him with a stun. There's no other way to interrupt him. Toxic blades, that's okay. The one we're looking out for is that one. Hail of fletches. So I let the first one go out. I let the first hail go out. And after that first one goes out, that's when you stun him. Just to make sure that he incurs a cooldown on that cast. Very important. That guy hits hard. I don't have my stun anymore. I don't want a fear bomb right here, just in case. But you guys can see that that hail started wearing out my group over there. What's the add-on? The marking one? This is O Pi. So an O and then pi all together is one word. It's very easy to mark things. So I can like do world markers, right? I can do world markers. I can clear them all really quickly. I can also mark a boss real quick, mark an ad. It's called OPI. Very, very useful add-on. All right, let's run in here. One thing I want to do with this guy is start using the edge of the room as soon as I can, because we have to kite this guy around all of the gold piles, right? Because we're doing heroic or mythic. So these bombs need to be thrown back to him. Let me move out of the way of the shocking claw. There's the coins going out. Oh no, no, no. I need to move them out. We're going to get 2 stacks of the debuff. This is not going to be good. 2 of those bombs going off on me. So now I need to pop defensives to stay alive. So now I know that I need to handle the bombs a little bit better, even though normally it's kind of reserved for the rest of the group. There's the coins going out. Alright, we're good, we're good. The debuff just wore off, so I should be okay. 15 yards as well for the coins, so very important to note that it's 15 yards. Static pulse, I can kick that right before the pulse. I need to kick this as well. Alright, where's the last bomb? Did he get all 3 of them? Yeah, he did. Okay, perfect. So now we're good. I can use one more area over here. So he might be getting coins relatively soon here. And there it is. And then what I can do is move him over here. He's going to pick up those coins. There's nothing I can do. He's static pulse. He's going to pick up 1 or 2 of them. Oh, he didn't. He didn't. He normally stops right after the pulse and picks up those things himself. So good, we're having people on the bombs, because I can't get this guy that close to those bombs, right? Those bombs were too close to gold for me to run to there. So now the only space left is the middle of the room, and we got him. We got him. Alright, now to the trash mobs that are going to destroy you as any tank. What button do I use to bring up the pie? I use G. G is the hotkey that I use. The natural keybind is another one. So G is my world marker. Shift G is my player marker. So if I want to mark a specific target, I use Shift G. And if I want the world marker ones, I use just G. Okay, so again, this Earth Shaper. Look, I'm going to reflect. Look at my damage. That was, what, 40,000? 30-something thousand? That cast that they do is deadly. You just need to watch out for it. Next pull, I believe has 2 of them. I'm gonna interrupt this one, and I'm gonna wait a little bit before I do the next pull. I want a little bit less of a cooldown on my interrupt. All right, let's go. My spell reflect is up. I can do it. So I'm gonna focus the Earth Shaper first, of course. Always, that Earth Shaper is going to be the death of me. There's a Rock Lance. Let me get a spell reflect so you guys can see it. That was a good 30,000 again. Like, just imagine, the next pull has 2 of them. 2 casts of 30,000 going out on you. 60,000 casual burst. That's like half my HP. If that happens multiple times, if I'm getting bursted for half my HP multiple times, we're gonna have a problem. My healer is going to hate me. Alright, I threw my stun out there. Oh no. Now we have a lot of Earth Shapers. So now I really need to watch out. So here's one Rock Lance going out on me. All I have left is Spell Reflect. What I'm going to do is outrange them at this point. I should have a decent amount of threat. I popped Avatar, so I should have a decent amount of threat. Alright. There's the Sappers. Shapers. Shapers on me. Here it is. Earth Shield. Rock Lance. Interrupt. Now, there is another Earth Shaper in the back there. Here's another Rock Lance going out on me right now. I threw out a stun to stop it. And I believe there's one more Earth Shaper. Yeah, here he is. So my interrupt is down right now, but it should come back up. Nice. It's all about those Earth Shapers staying alive as a tank. Also, I mean, not stepping on the bombs. But there was a few bombs in there that I had to step on to interrupt the Shapers. It ends up working out. Oh, that final blast. I thought we were going to kill it before the final blast went out. But those Sappers, they do a big AoE blow up at the very end called the Final Blast. if they do not die before that goes off, they blow up and then they drop their bombs on the ground. So if you can kill them before the final blast, do so. If you can't, then don't worry about it. Also, I didn't interrupt that Earth Shield because the Earth Shield doesn't nuke me for like a third of my HP. So I spell reflected that one. You guys see how much damage that was, right? I spell reflected that, and that Earth Shaper went down quickly. Alright, so I threw my stun out. One of the Earth Shapers was casting Rock Lance. There's my interrupt on that Rock Lance, the other one. So we ended up pulling this whole room basically, besides the pack that's right in front of me. That is the only pull that didn't get, oh, I got a spell reflect right before. Nice, I was able to spell reflect both of them. Perfect. So now this Earth Shaper, I have my interrupt. Let's just interrupt. But that was basically a full room accidentally pulled. Here's the final blast going out. Big AoE, like half of the HP of the Warlock, and the bombs on the ground. So as a tank, just be careful. As always, remember to let the rip keys flow freely. No, don't do it. All right, let's get an avatar going and run in here. We do have a bomb there, but we should be okay. Yeah, that bomb. Sometimes I don't know how far charge is going to take me. Luckily for that one, it wasn't where that was. It wasn't where the bomb was. Alright, again, Earth Shield. I'm going to save my interrupts for that Rock Lance. So here's the Rock Lance. I'm going to spell reflect this one. That might take him out. Yep, he took himself out. Now with this add, the Extractor, he does do like a frontal channeled ability called Power Through. So when he's doing that, you see that Power Through, it's kind of like a little cleave in front of it. It's hard to see it. It kicks up dirt in a frontal cone. Oh, that final blast got everybody in the group. You see everybody in the group went down to like 40% HP. That explosion, man. It gets you. Alright, so for the next mobs, the Earth Rumblers or whatever, all we need is an interrupt when they're going to, well, that was a big spike lag there. All we need is an interrupt for when they're going to cast their AoE, right? So the bubble that they cast on themselves is going to make it so that you can't just straight up interrupt them, but even though you can't interrupt them, you can still stun them and fear them and all sorts of things. So there it is, somebody interrupted the bubble. Now I will interrupt the actual cast if need be. Oh, somebody else got it. Perfect. So I'll be on it for the next pull. I'm gonna heroic leap into them, get a little bit extra threat there by doing that damage. Let's do a demo shout. There's Tectonic Barrier. I'm focused more on the Furious Quake. I threw my stun out even though this one that I'm on right now hadn't casted it yet because the other one was just so close to completion. Oh man, that guy did his heroic leap charge combo. I thought he was gonna pull the next group. I'm glad he didn't. So there's the barrier. We are gonna get the actual cast right now. I don't have my interrupt. There it is. My interrupt just came off cooldown. Perfect. Now this next pull hurts because this main guy, he hurts, right? The Taskmaster hurts. We also have 2 Earth Shapers here. So 2 Earth Shapers and 1 guy that already hurts. It's just a whole lot of damage going out on you. So what you need to do is make sure you're kind of mitigating as much as you can with the Earth Shapers because they're going to be the bursty damage going out on you. There it is. This is a Sapper. Here's some Earth Shields going out. No Rock Lance. There's 1 Rock Lance going out. I'm going to throw out my stun. I think maybe 2 Rock Lances. I could have sworn I saw a second one start being cast as well. So let's get another demo shout going. I see a final blast going out. There's a Rock Lance going out on me right now. Let me spell reflect that one. It should be the end of that Earth Shaper. Perfect, perfect. He's going down. There was 1 Rock Lance that got casted out to me. I thought I was going to outrange it, but no. So now we're on the last guy. There was a few final blasts that got a few people in my group. I do have a victory rush because of the spell reflected Rock Lance. So we can use that victory rush, keep myself alive. Nice. Nice. We did have 1 person go down. Okay, for this boss, let me throw some CCs out on these guys, even though it's not that necessary because at the end of the day, these guys that use CC might be the first mobs that are broken out of the CC, and they're broken out by the boss. If these guys that we CC'd specifically get empowered, their CC breaks. So something important to note, like it's good to throw that CC out. If you can't, you know, just kind of keep it where they are. All right, let's go in there. Let's jump in there. Face the boss away from the group. That is important because this boss does do a frontal cleave called like Tectonic Smash or something like that. There it is, Tectonic Smash. I'm gonna dodge. Now we're gonna get the AoE right here. The good thing is we have a decent amount of stacking, right? So there's the Quakes. I can stun 2 of them, right? So I created a bit of a safe zone there. Let me actually run around. So I want to get this AoE cleave. There it is. Over here. So now I can kind of run in again and help out with the deeps on these guys, right? I can kind of help, throw out some deeps, throw out some snares. This guy, the boss himself, not a big deal. Tectonic Smash going out in 5 seconds. So let me face this guy out here to where nobody is standing. I know nobody's standing here. Look at that. Everybody's over there on the other side of the platform. So that's good to know. Azurite Infusion. Where's the frontal cleave? Come on. There it is. Frontal cleave. Let's get away from here. So now we can run over here, help DPS this guy because we have another few seconds left before we get another frontal cleave. So the frontal cleave has got 5 seconds according to DBM. So let me just do that real quick. It was just another little snare to try to help out. This boss is more about everybody staying alive and managing the ads. Let's go back in here. Start charge stunning. Perfect. Now we don't have any ads. Now it's time to focus on this boss. His next frontal cleave is in 5 seconds now. So just kind of do our own thing here. Not worry about it too much. The passive damage from this guy, not a big deal. There's a frontal cleave. Move out of it. Perfect. Just make sure it doesn't hit your group. What's the best Horde race for Prot Warrior in your opinion? You can't start by playing another Blood Elf. If you want the best race, I would say High Mountain Tauren. They have really good mitigation, or just regular Tauren. They have a little bit more passive mitigation, so I would say them. High Mountain Tauren also has a mini stun, right? Their racial provides a small mini stun. So as a Prot Warrior, one of the things that's going to get you is magic damage, right? So to stop magic damage, you have Spell Reflect, you have your Interrupt, your Pummel, you have Shockwave, and then maybe Fear. Sometimes you don't want to cast that. So it depends really on what you're doing, what your kit is. But if you add the High Mountain Tauren racial to it, you know, if you add the mini stun to your roster, whenever you get that other cast going on you, you can make your mini stun go off and you no longer are getting that damage, right? So it's another way of mitigating magic damage by having a mini stun. So while it's still on the global cooldown, and that kind of sucks, and it's kind of like, I thought they said that everything was going to go off the global. I agree, but they have a little bit of physical damage built in, and they have that mini stun that's going to help you interrupt cast as well. So I would say High Mountain Tauren or regular Tauren with the War Stomp as well are going to be your best bets for a race for Prot Warrior. If not, if you want to go something a little bit more standard, if you're thinking about PvP as well, Orcs are going to be really good for PvP. But when you talk about PvE only, and like doing Mythic pluses, doing raids, Tauren. Either one of the two, I would suggest High Mountain. I like the mini stun. The mini stun also gets you out of range by charging, and it allows you to charge back in for a little bit of extra rage as well. So a little bit more gameplay around the mini stun with the High Mountains. I hope that answers your question, Intensity. Let me pull these guys back as well, just because I don't want to accidentally pull the Mastermind out there. The Mastermind should be a pull that you do by himself. Don't do something crazy like make an undead Prot Warrior. Only suicidal people do that. That's very true. The only time that being undead has helped me is in a Tol Dagor. Having 2 Fear Breakers helps me stay in the fight at all times during Rezen. I can break 3 fears back to back from Rezen. That is the only advantage I have. That being said, I like playing an undead. Alright, let's pull this last guy. The heal that undeads get is negligible, to be honest with you. Like, it puts me on the healing meters, but using an Ignore Pain is way better than like a whole dungeon worth of the self-healing. Although the underwater breathing, that's a good one. Alright, let me pull these guys back as well. Interrupt that blowtorch. I don't want that to go off. I'm going to stun this serum. I don't want that to go off as well. It just makes him stronger, makes him put a debuff on me. Just makes him more annoying overall. I don't have anything for that blowtorch yet. There's my interrupt. Perfect. High Mountain Torrent it is. Never rolled a torrent before. You're hyped. Thanks for the reply. Yeah, no problem, Intensity. It's going to help you. I really liked... I went High Mountain Torrent for the beta, and I liked it. Like, using the charge got you out of range. You could use it to kite. You could use it when your heroic leap is on cooldown. You could use it to like move as a mini stun to interrupt things as well. There was a lot of little uses for the High Mountain Torrent. It sucks that it's on the global. I'm not a fan of it being on the global, but I think otherwise it might be a little too strong. So makes a little bit of sense. Alright, so these masterminds, I like pulling them solo because they do a lot of magic damage. I really want to focus on ignore pain when I'm pulling those guys. And also at this point, the next pull that we do here right after this pull is a really big damaging pull. Like this next pull really hurts. So what I really want to do is save all of my cooldowns. Did we get a trash pull? No, okay. So what really is the focus right now is to save all of my cooldowns for that next pull. Now I can use Demo Shout. Demo Shout is a quick little cooldown, comes back really quickly. I did get a victory rush. Perfect. I was hoping I would. So yeah, this next pull here, this is when I need my cooldowns. 2 masterminds and 2 assistants, which I think mutate as well and cast blowtorch. So this is where I need all my cooldowns. This is one of the hardest pulls in a Mythic Plus. The next hardest pull is actually the last trash pull of this dungeon. Alright, let's get a Demo Shout going. Let's keep that ignore pain up. I'm gonna interrupt one of the whatever it is. Transfiguration. Transmutation. I forget what it is. Alright, let's also throw a little bit more damage in there. And now, when my shield block goes away, I can throw my bolster up. Now, my bolster, and at this point, is not going to help me mitigate this damage more, since it does do block, but it gives me more HP. So if I'm struggling with HP, it's another way of mitigating magic damage, just by just having a much bigger HP pool. So I'm going to get my ignore pains up. We didn't have to use bolster or shield wall. Thankfully, we have good deeps here. Perfect. Perfect. Even Mythic Argus sank 3 seconds ago. Oh, man. Okay. This boss fight, we just gotta watch the edges. Make sure that we know what's gonna spew next. Avatar is off cooldown. Let's run in there. Get our shield block up. Get our ignore pain up. We're good now. So what you want to look out for here is like these pipes. The reason I'm panning a lot is because these pipes on the edges are going to light up, and then they're gonna spit out. You see that guy? It's gonna spit out a bunch of stuff. So I want to move out of the way. Let me move over here. Perfect. We're good. We cleared that. Thanks for the sub, by the way. I appreciate it. Let me pop ignore pain. The chemical burn that is cast on me and on one other person can be cleansed. And as a healer, it's important that you cleanse it when you can. Cleanse it off of one of your 2 targets. I would suggest cleansing off the tank, because the tank has other damage to deal with, and then your DPS can deal with the damage and slowly heal them back up. But cleanse one person for sure, and then heal through it on the other person. So there's a chemical burn went out on me. Not sure who else got it as well, but it's important to cleanse that off. Here's the pipe lighting up over here. So let me dodge that. I don't want to be taking all of that azurite to the face. It does tick for a high amount of damage. Thanks for the sub, by the way. I appreciate it. And here's the kill. Anything here? Nope. Am I going to get an upgraded button from the last guy? What can I get from the last guy? Shoulders? Best in slot? No. I can get the... I don't have engineering. I can't get that. Don't give me another button, Blizzard. Please. Do you need... Oh, it's a cloak. Yeah, I don't need that. What's your take for Mythic plus Vengeance or Guardian Druid? Guardian Druid is going to be very solid, very good. The fact that they can stack up their active mitigation is just going to make them good all the time. They also have, even though Frenzied Regen got nerfed, it's still a very good heal. They can also, between pulls, get out of their bear form and self-heal. Like, it's just a lot of little things to keep them going. They have that. That being said, what was the other one? Demon Hunter. Right now, Demon Hunter is a little lackluster, to be completely honest with you, once you start running high Mythic pluses. Like, in these low Mythic zeros, you might not see it as much as apparent as it will be in high Mythic pluses, but Demon Hunters have a pretty severe gap in their active mitigation. Like, their active mitigation has a lot of holes in it right now, and they are spiky. Now, that being said, they do have some of the better healing in the game. I think BKs have better self-healing than them, but they do have one of the best healing in the game in terms of tanks. But it's important to note that they have a lot of gaps in active mitigation, and if it's not apparent to you right now how spiky they are, it will be when keys come out. I tanked I think up to a +7 on my Demon Hunter in the beta, and in Legion I actually tanked on a Demon Hunter. That was my second tank that I really focused on, was a Demon Hunter. So all I can say is that Demon Hunters are spiky without their artifact weapon, right? They lost Painbringer. They lost the ability to soul cleave for more than 2 fragments. They lost fragment generation because of their artifact ability. They lost increased like fire damage, which directly goes into how much they are going to be lifestealing via frailty. So they lost a lot of little things. It's not the most massive change, and it definitely doesn't take them out of the race completely, but it's a lot of little things that got removed from them. Gluttony is now a talent point. It used to be built in. There's like a lot of their talent choices now just used to be built in, so they have to make a lot of what I would call unfair choices. It's a lot of things that they used to have that got removed, that they felt good by having it. Now they don't have it, they don't feel good, and now they have to make a choice of like, you want to run the old build you used to have, or do you want to run this new build that basically just replaces some passives you used to have? That's a lot of unfair choices that they have to make. So I would say Guardians are in a much better spot than Demon Hunters. Demon Hunters are spiky. They can counteract that by doing a decent amount of healing, a very good amount of healing, but not completely. With which healer do I have the smoothest runs? Paladins. Paladins for sure. What's up, Deadly? Depends on the Demon Hunter. That also, yes. I agree that depending on the Demon Hunter, I mean, that's for anything. Like, Demon Hunters are going to be the worst raid tank because they don't have any raid cooldowns. But like I said earlier, Shakib was doing Mythic Argus. Like, it depends on the Demon Hunter. You're going to be spiky. You're going to have gaps in your demon spikes, but how you deal with those spikes is what matters. Like, as a Prot warrior, I have very big gaps as well on my shield block. How I deal with those gaps matters. The fact that when I have that gap, I'll replace it with a bolster or a demo shout or something like that. Like, it's how you deal with those things that's gonna matter. So when you have those gaps on your Demon Hunter, you're gonna have to replace it with something. That being said, the Azerite traits on a Demon Hunter are very good. You can get basically a quote-unquote raid cooldown by running Azerite traits on a Demon Hunter. Whenever you pop your Searing Brand after it, you get a bubble. So that's a really, really good one. So yeah, there's a few things you can do on a Demon Hunter. But yes, definitely depends on the Demon Hunter. Am I playing ARMS off-spec? Gameplay changes with huge mastery buff. Resilius, I am playing ARMS off-spec actually, because every now and then I'm running Mythics, since I'm running them with my guild every now and then, because everybody needs gear right now. Run in there. A lot of times I'll go ARMS, and right now with the mastery changes, they did change, and I can tell you that when there's an AoE pull, you're not gonna touch an ARMS warrior, because with the increase to mastery, and since mastery applies on a Bladestorm, if you run in there Avatar Bladestorm, there's nothing's gonna touch you. Nothing's gonna touch you. Like, you got this. That being said, when it comes to like single target rotation, we're good. We're not amazing. We're not the best class, but we're solid. I have played arms. If the queue times weren't that long to play DPS, I would I'd show you guys and play a little bit of DPS. I also don't have a complete weak auras package. I have a decent one, but definitely not complete by any means. Alright, so gonna be doing a lot of ignore pain here. A lot of just trying to mitigate this damage, because some of these guys do enrage, basically that overcharge right there. They do kind of buff themselves. I don't have another interrupt. I already used it on an artillery barrage, which does do a lot of magic damage, so important to kind of try to avoid that. But this pull should have been 2 mobs, ended up being 4. You know, that's the way it goes sometimes when you live the pug life. I've also been doing a decent amount of arms PvP. Like if you guys see at my character screen at the very top, I have the Alliance Slayer. Like yesterday I went out, I was doing a lot of world PvP. There is the weekly quest as well, that's all PvP. So in order to get like the Alliance Slayer or the Horde Slayer, what you need to do is become a target, a bounty, which means I believe you need to get 10 kills. I think it's 10 kills. And then you need to get 10 kills without dying while being a bounty. So a lot of little things you need to do to get that title. But yeah, I've been PvPing some. I've been enjoying it. This is gonna be the worst pull in, I believe, any Mythic Plus, to be completely honest with you guys. Any Mythic Plus right here. Alright, so let's pop Avatar. Everybody's here. Let's pop Avatar, jump in. Alright, so there's gonna be a lot of magic damage. Here's the overcharge. Let me interrupt that. Again, just a lot of damage going out here. Let me demo shout right here. The repair, let me get a stun going. I want to kill this technician as quickly as possible, because this technician is the bane of my existence. There was the overcharge. I got the interrupt off. We're gonna get the repair. Good, somebody interrupted it. Perfect. So now that all we have is this guy. This guy does magic damage, so I want to focus on him. Use my DPS trinket on him. I do have that debuff from the War Machine, but I want to take this guy down. This guy is also making sure that the healer is healing everyone else, not just only me, because this guy's hitting everyone else. So there it is. That's one of the worst pulls. That can go really bad if people don't focus the specific targets. You go Fracture. Fracture replaces old artifact power ability. I agree, Fracture is good, but every now and then, since it is on a charge system, you do run a little low on it. But the Azurite traits are really powerful. So if you get the Azurite trait for Fracture, that replaces everything. That being said, it's a little RNG. You've started to make your own weak auras. Goes smooth. Nice, man. Nice. I'm glad. So here are the Boombas, right? They're going to get summoned. I need to watch where they're going, right? So one of them is going here. It's going to shoot down the middle. And this one is all the way off in the corner. It's going to shoot down that edge of the platform. So very important to know where you are in relation to those Boombas, and you want to avoid them. I think most people got hit by them. Most people are running pretty low on HP right now. So now after this, he should be having the Boombas go out again and move. So we are going to get the Boomba right here, right in front of me, and then over in the other corner again. So what I want to do is move over here, dodge all the bombs. Nice, we were able to do it. Alright, now we're going to have the second phase. I need to pick up these 2 ads. They don't always seem to spawn from like one specific place. They just kind of spawn from the corners. Which corners, they always kind of like change. Okay. I want to pick that guy up, but there it is. He was within range of the rocket. Alright, so now... Oh, it's on me. I don't have a heroic leap. I missed it. I missed it. Alright. Won't happen again. It's on me this time. Let's just stand right here. Move out of the way. There it is. 1 out of 2. One more of these. Who's it on now? I didn't see who it was on. Oh, healer. Alright. So now, there it is. We're all stacking up there. So the healer needs to stay there for a little bit. He can move now. And we're good. Phase 2. He's going to summon Boombas as soon as we enter Phase 2. I'm going to throw on an Ignore Pain right before the phase begins. And there's an Avatar as well. Smooth out my generation, my rage generation. One thing I need to do is move away from the boom buzz. I saw where they were going, one back here and one behind me to my left. So this is going to be a safe spot right here, right? So there it is. Avoid all of that damage. You 5-stack barrier turns into like 100k shield. Yeah, barrier seems like it's really good. That being said, I don't know, man. I find it hard to say that barrier is going to replace last resort in raids. In Mythics, in Mythic 5-mans, yeah, barrier is going to be the cooldown you need, right? I wish that was baked into Demon Hunters, because Demon Hunters right now, I feel like they need one more defensive ability. And barrier would be a really good one to run in. Or to bake in, rather. You don't know how you are with these changes because you feel your warrior is less brutal than before and more DK because of the dot applying bleeding thing. No, if you run Unstoppable Force, you run in there, you really are an unstoppable force. Like, you run in there, you get your Thunderclap every other cooldown. So you Thunderclap, Revenge, Thunderclap, Ignore Pain, Thunderclap, Shield Slam, like whatever it is that your rotation is at that moment, depending on how much rage you have, how much damage you're taking in. Getting those Thunderclaps in there back to back are going to be a very big deal. I got no loot that run, by the way. No loot. This week, not working out for us. Last week was good on gear. This week, nothing. Nothing, man. Hope you can edit out the dungeons runs from stream. Your explanation trash. Yeah. Epic, I'm working on the rest of them. I finished the script for Waycrest before the stream. So that one will go up sometime tomorrow. I want to try to do 2 tomorrow. But trying to get 2 of them done, like the reason I couldn't get one out yesterday was because my editing software crashed as I was editing. I think at like 86-87% of the render. So that's always like, you know, makes me take a step back because we're like a few hours into a render and then it crashes. Alright, so now we need, what else do we need? Tol Dagor we did. We need Underrot and Shrine. And that's it. It's been a really good productive day today. Alright, let's find a group for Underrot. Since we're already here, we can just fly there. Underrot. Gotta head out? Thanks, Frog. I appreciate you stopping by, man. Let's join this group. And let's start flying over to Underrot. I believe this one's gonna be a little bit closer. I don't know, one of the two. Let's go here. Depends on how you want to go into like the area where the Underrot is. Frog, thanks for stopping by, man. We'll see you later. But yeah, also my explanations on stream right now, every now and then I'll forget like a debuff that goes out or something like that. So that's why I try to do more edited footage of those, like the boss guides. But let's do Underrot. Underrot shouldn't be too bad. What do we have in Underrot that can be upgraded? A shield, a little bit better just because it's mastery instead of verse. But honestly, not too much better. What does this helmet have? That's a really bad trait for us. This cloak is not going to be better. This chest, this talent is okay. I think it's going to be okay more for 5-mans rather than like raids or anything. So it's not terrible. Versatility. Oh, we can get a belt upgrade. That would be nice. And this belt and boots and a best in slot ring as well. Okay, so there's quite a few upgrades. So Spore Collar, Kragmaw, and that, and then the trinket. I believe this one, yeah, this trinket is one of the best in slot. I think it's like 3rd on the list. So there's one thing from every boss that I can get that could be an upgrade. That being said, there's a bunch of other things that could be dropping from those bosses that are not upgrades. So hopefully we get some upgrades. Let's actually do the Water Strider. I think I have to go through some water to get there. Eating at the moment, so now that you run most, if not all, what is the most challenging dungeon for you? I would say the Motherlode is the most challenging because of the pug pulls, like the body pulls that people do. That, and in combination with the Earth Shapers. The Earth Shapers, it's like you either need to spell reflect or interrupt them, and every time you have an Earth Shaper, you also have a Sapper. So every time you have that Earth Shaper casting, he could be casting in the middle of a bomb, So it's going to be really hard to interrupt him every single time. So I think the Motherlode definitely has the biggest possibility to run into issues with those Earthshapers. And then the Motherlode has that last trash pool is really hectic. The one with the mech, the engineer, and the two guys that bounce around doing magic damage on everyone. So it's a lot of little things, but I think the Motherlode definitely has very challenging trash. That being said, besides that, the bosses that I don't look forward to, I want to say Waycrest. Waycrest is a lot of magic damage, and it hurts. Like Heartsbane Triad, they hurt. Doing that hurts. Soulbound Goliath is also decent at chunking you down. My favorite is for sure a Tol Dagor. Easy to deal with. I can deal with a Tol Dagor. Oh, Shrine of the Storm is probably the worst bosses. Tidesage Council just takes the prize. Tidesage Council is like gross. One of the worst bosses for a tank. Alright, so I believe the Underrot is down here. Just dropped in. How am I finding Prot? You're about to level a tank out. Not sure. It's not the most terrible thing I've ever played, Matty Mats. That being said, you need to know what you're doing on a Prot warrior in order to get it done. So if you're playing a Prot warrior, you have to be aware of like how your shield block works and how you have gaps in your shield block, and replacing that shield block with your bolster. You also have to be good at running either, whether you run Unstoppable Force or Dragon Roar, you need to be good with your rage generation. Even though Ignore Pain is weird and clunky and gross to fit into your rotation, you need it. You need it. So you also need to not hold on to your big cooldowns, right? So you have anger management and you have short cooldowns. Your avatar is 1.5 minutes. Your demo shout is 45 seconds. Your last stand, if you run bolster, is 2 minutes. So all of these cooldowns, even though they seem like they have a decent cooldown, like 1.5 minutes and 2 minutes, if you run anger management, you can use your bolster about every minute to minute and 15 seconds. So depending on how much rage generation, as long as you know, like, I need to use my cooldowns when I need them, there's no point in holding on to them. They're going to be off of cooldown before I get to the boss fight. Then you'll be okay. So, you know, if you like a warrior and you're good at playing a warrior and you have muscle memory with your warrior and you're just, you know, that's what you like playing, you can make it work. Is a warrior the best tanking class? No, not at all. Do we have a long way to go? Yeah. I think even Blizzard, they haven't, I mean, I don't want to say they admitted it, but even Blizzard knows that this isn't how a Prot warrior plays, because they when the beta first came out, when it was alpha, they nerfed Ignore Pain, and then they nerfed it again. They nerfed it twice, and then they removed it, and then they replaced it with a talent point called Bolster, and then they removed Bolster and gave us back Ignore Pain. So there was at least 5 changes to Ignore Pain in the beta, and then they kind of buffed the size of it. So there was at least 5 changes to Ignore Pain by removing it, nerfing it, changing the way it worked, doing all these things. So they don't want Ignore Pain. If they could, they'd get rid of it. But right now, we need it to survive. So we're kind of in a catch-22. I think after Old Deer, or during Old Deer, towards the end of the Old Deer raid tier, we're going to get major changes, and I think Prot warriors are going to see a revamp at the end of Old Deer again. Waycrest Manor, tried a few times and is not one of your favorites. You need to pay a lot of attention. Shrine of the Storm bosses, yeah, even a heroic, they're scary, yes. The second boss in particular. Motherlode and a Tol Dagor have been good stepping stones. I love a Tol Dagor. It's my favorite one to run. To teach guildies, easy intro into Mythics, yeah. You feel like you need your cooldowns more during trash than you do during the boss fights? Yes, Ian. You do. Absolutely. I rotate my cooldowns a lot more during trash than I do during boss fights. Because boss fights are predictable, right? I know when the big damaging ability is coming. I know when the magic damage is coming. Like, it's very predictable. When I have 4 different mobs hitting me at the same time, I don't know who's casting what. That's when things get a little hectic, right? It's like, oh wait, I think that one has a cast bar right now. I need to do that. And then that one has a cast bar right now, right after. but I just popped Spell Reflect. I don't have Spell Reflect anymore. So during trash, you have these weird gaps and incoming damage that hit you in different ways when you have different things up, right? Everything has a global cooldown, so everything kind of has a chain, like a wait, right? So you need to wait to react. That feels bad when you have 4 different mobs, and it could be 3 different types of mobs in those 4 mobs, and those 3 of them are going to be doing damage to you in different ways. Could be a direct cast, could be a bleed, and could be physical damage. Like, those 3 things affect you in different ways, and if it was a boss fight, you only have one of those things happening, right? The boss is handing out magic debuffs. I know how to react to that. The boss is handing out a bleed effect. I know how to handle that. The boss is doing big physical damage. I know how to react to that. So there's a lot of different ways you could react to things, and trash throws them all at you all at once. So yeah, you're probably going to be popping more cooldowns during trash. How do I rank the tanks so far? It depends, Thronk, if we're talking about 5-mans or raids. Very different rankings. You get hit like a truck in Mythic 0. Any tips? Patrick, the biggest tip I can give you is to have something up at all times. And what I mean by something is have some sort of defensive up at all times. That could be shield block, demoralizing shout, last stand with bolster, or shield wall. So your active mitigation is very strong. Demo shout, bolster, or shield wall. That's it. Or yeah, demo shout. So like the only thing that doesn't count as quote unquote having something up in my world is ignore pain. Ignore pain is a supplement to anything else you do. Like if you want to mitigate magic damage, demo shout and then start throwing in ignore pains. Ignore pains are a supplement. They're not a core part of who you are and how you mitigate. So with having something up, in order for you to not get completely just broken in a Mythic 0, always have something up. Shield block, last stand, demo shout, shield wall, or even avatar. An avatar with unstoppable force into ignore pains, because with avatar you're generating so much rage, you can keep ignore pain up. That can substitute a lower defensive cooldown. It's not the best, but it can help in a pinch. So like right now I have avatar, right? I'm gonna thunderclap into ignore pain, thunderclap, thunderclap, thunderclap every other cooldown, right? I'm maintaining decent uptime on my shield block just in case I can't. I'm gonna throw on another ignore pain right here, but I should be okay at this point. Also, if you guys have a mass dispel or any kind of purge or anything, purging these blood priests is important. Because they're just gonna stay alive for forever. There's a gift of Gahoon again out on him, so he's just gonna stay alive. There it is. Perfect. Nice job, Epic. Making me proud with what? That was your first death? Oof. You went into Heroic Shrine? Oh, yeah. Oh, you got kicked out? It happens, man. It happens. I think a very aggravating thing right now for a lot of tanks is the fact that groups are very used to Legion pulling, right? So a lot of groups are gonna run in and start doing pulls for you, and if you can't handle them, they're gonna get upset at you. So you're gonna have like these deeps that are running in and pulling for you in a world where threat has been nerfed by 80%, 75%. I forget the exact number. But threat is not easy. It's not a given anymore. You have to work for your threat. So there comes this world where like, what the hell is going on? Why are all these people pulling for me? And then they're gonna boot you because they're gonna be like, you're a shit tank. I've ran with a tank for years and I've never pulled off of that tank. But it's like this threat generation now is as bad as it was in Wrath of the Lich King. But in Wrath of the Lich King, we had more things, right? In Wrath of the Lich King, we had AoE taunts. Like, no matter what tanking class you played, you had an AoE taunt. You had, like, banners. You had all sorts of things in Wrath of the Lich King that we don't have. So, while our numbers are back, our utility is not. So, some things are going to suffer. It's just the nature of the beast. You give us a few of the numbers back, like, you know, Blizzard makes it just as hard as it was in Wrath, but they don't give us all the utility back. Even as a warrior, you had Heroic Strike or Cleave off of the global cooldown attached to your next auto attack as a good rage dump. Not only was it a good rage dump, it was also a good threat generator. So there's a lot of little things that like we're changing some of the things back, but not all the things. So a lot of our utility kind of goes away. You haven't been kicked out yet? You go slow and smooth? Just wait till you get a group that pulls in front of you. For this, try to interrupt everything. We get an achievement if she doesn't hit anyone with her abilities. Oh, they're trying to do the achievements. That's fine. Actually, it's you leaving them. Oh, okay. That works too. Alright. Let's pull. I don't have leads, so I can't pull. Alright. So they want to do the achievement, so I can try to interrupt her. People already got hit by that Sanguine Feast, so that's gone. I don't know if it counts only as Blood Bowl or Sanguine Feast. To be honest, I haven't looked up this boss too much. That was one of the cash right there, but I did reflect it, so it shouldn't count as hitting me. At least, I hope not. There's a creeping rot right here. There's another blood bolt. Ah, that one went out. Okay. No achievement. Hey, that's my trinket, right? I mean, my ring. Yes. Haste mastery. Perfect. Alright. We might not have gotten an item level upgrade. Better stats. So always have either shield block, last stand shield block, or demo shot up. Yes, Patrick. Something else you can do is if you are running Unstoppable Force, which I highly recommend, Avatar can be a small cooldown if you use it correctly. So let me show you right now. I'm going to pop Avatar, right? So with Avatar, I'm going to Thunderclap spam, and I'm going to Thunderclap into an Ignore Pain here, and then I can Thunderclap again, and my Ignore Pain is still up, right? As soon as my Ignore Pain is going to run out, keep that Ignore Pain back up. Now this pack itself doesn't do a whole lot of damage to me, but Avatar is kind of like a half cooldown. I wouldn't count it as a full thing, but if you Avatar into Ignore Pains, you can make something work. Oh god, these guys are gonna pull. Why are they running away? These mobs are just like that. We can't do much about it. If we pull these ticks, I'm dead. So I'd rather not pull those ticks. At the start of the dungeon, healer rush in first room and start. Oh, that's not good. And then with that, oh, we also have a world quest back here. Huh. I thought I saw a worm behind me again too. I was like, what's going on? Okay, so we'll do the world quest as well. You're still rolling 330 rings? I mean, they're not bad, 330. But yeah, definitely run your mythics. Nice drop there. Yeah, man, that's best in slot. Haste mastery. Alright, let me pull this guy back a little bit. Don't need to pull back all the way. Just enough. I don't want to body pull these guys over here to my left. And I don't know what this guy does yet. I haven't done this world quest. Rotted breath. Let's not stand in front of that. Oh, it still cleaved me. Okay, so it's bigger than it. Your warrior seems to take tons of damage even with shield block and Ignore Pain up. Maybe start stacking up things a little bit more. Are you running Serrated? Are you running Anger Management? And I would suggest running Anger Management, Booming Voice, and Unstoppable Force so that you generate and you eat a ton of rage. So my biggest tip to you would be use all that rage. So don't use it on revenge. Revenge spamming is not going to make you more survivable. I would highly suggest using all that rage as much as you can into Ignore Pains. Also, running Anger Management, using those cooldowns. Like right now, I can use a Demo Shout. I just used Demo Shout. It'll be back up very, very soon. I'll show you how quickly we get that Demo Shout back. Probably in the middle of the next pull. So here's the next pull. Demo Shout is already at 15 seconds. So you should be using your cooldowns frequently. Right now, Prot warriors exist only in like being able to use their cooldowns quickly. If you don't use your cooldowns, you're gonna die. Also, make sure you know what to interrupt and that you are interrupting. Every time you interrupt, you reduce the magic damage you take by that ability by 100% because it doesn't go off. So there's a lot of little things that you can do to try to improve. The Rotted Bite, make sure you know your mechanics, are avoiding them. Like this Blood Swarmer, no big deal, but like the Vile guys over here, the Living Rots, Those guys do an AoE. The Wave of Decay is an AoE. That hits me, that hits everybody around me. So by interrupting that, I am helping not only my health, but also the health of my whole group. So watch, let me pull these guys. By the way, Demo Shout is back up already. So that was a quick cooldown. But like the way to avoid all of this damage right here, interrupt it. That's it. No magic damage. Make sure you have a good shield. And yes, what Sal said, the biggest single piece of gear upgrade you can get on your warrior is not like the Dark Moon trinket, is not anything you can buy from the auction. Oh, actually, you can buy a shield from the auction house. But it's not any one piece of gear you buy from the auction house. The biggest upgrade you can get on your Prot warrior or your Prot paladin is your shield. Shields make a huge difference nowadays. If you look at my shield is a regular Mythic 0 shield, right? 340. My block value is enough to where every time I block, I mitigate 40% of incoming damage. Demoralizing Shout is only 20% of incoming damage, and we consider Demoralizing Shout a good cooldown. That means that my shield block is stronger than my Demoralizing Shout at physical damage. And I say at physical damage because Demo Shout does magic as well, but when we talk about physical damage, like on a trash pull, my block is stronger than my Demo Shout, and that's important. That is very, very important. So the faster that you can get an upgraded shield, the better for you. So if you have limited time and you can't run every single Mythic 0 per week, then I highly suggest running only the ones that have a shield for now, till you get your Mythic shield. Once you get your Mythic shield, you know, go out and get the rest of your pieces. Want to get revered soon? Oh, doing some world quests? Yeah, I need to do some of those too, man. They can all drink from the same one. What are you talking about, drinking from the same one? Maybe that's why you get wrecked in Mythic 0. You have a 310 shield, 290 weapon. You can buy a shield, but I wouldn't suggest it. So since you have a 310 shield, I would run heroics. You know, you can do specific heroic use. Just do the specific heroics for the day. Try to get a 325, because even that upgrade is going to be massive. I don't think I have my old shield, or else I would show you. I don't have my old shield. If I had my old shield, I would throw it on and show you. If you log in right now and see how much your 310 shield does, when you upgrade to a 340, you do 40%. So the block value is the same for Prot warriors and Prot paladins. The only thing is Prot warriors block more because of their shield block, and they also have their mastery, which helps them mitigate more via blocking. But in terms of how much block value provides, it's the same. Just been watching One Legion TV doing Mythic Zeros on Fresh 120. Nice, man. Well, welcome to this stream, my friend. Raz and Shield is great. Yes, if you can run a Tol Dagor as much as you can till you're like blue in the face and your eyes are bleeding, that's great, because the Tol Dagor has best in slot shield and best in slot trinket. The Rezan shield and the Rezan trinket are your best in slot. That is a haste mastery shield, and that is a haste trinket with primary stat on it. Those two things, your two big upgrades come from there. I don't think there's a weapon out there, but I think there's also a best in slot, like a best in slot. We need boots from this guy. Best in slot, like Azurite piece. Make him face the wall so he charges into the wall. Yeah. All right. And it has a decent one-hander. I didn't know Tol Dagor had a one-hander. Alright, so let's get this guy down. The ingestion unfortunately does track you as a tank, so you can't avoid it. Hopefully we get some people stepping on these things. Perfect. Oh man, not everybody stepped on the ticks, and these ticks are deadly. I hate them. I hate having these ticks up. Alright, I need to heal myself because that tick bleed damage is insane. No matter how many ticks you get. Let me pop my Demo Shout because I don't have shield block anymore. Always important to keep something up. Now I'm not going to use a shield block right now because I don't need to. This guy is far away. There it is. He ran back in. So now shield block, ignore pain, and we should be okay. He's going to throw a tantrum soon. There it is. Let me run over here. Let me start popping some of these guys. Popping some of these. You're probably going to get some ticks during this phase. Honestly, I don't think I've ever had a phase where I don't have them. Let me fear bomb them, because I don't really like having too many ticks on me. Okay. Well, we have a lot of ticks on me. And might go down. So important to know, I popped Avatar for the DPS and for the cleave damage because I wanted to get a victory rush. And that victory rush was the one thing, to be fair, that kept me alive. I was down to like 5% and the victory rush got me. Nice. I didn't get my boots, but what's up next? Shield, don't need. I need the belt and the trinket from the next guy. These guys up ahead, they hit for a lot of physical damage. Make sure you're blocking. I find me as a much more self-abrasive streamer. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate the kind words, Dave and Blink. Alright, so I'm going to run in here. I'm going to run all the way to this back guy because he enrages and he also does... is everybody mounted up? Yeah. So this guy enrages and he also summons new ads, right? So it's important that I get to this guy first. Let's pop a demo shout to get that rage going because I didn't have shield block up and it's important that I do. There's a raise dead. Somebody else interrupted it, so that's good. I'm going to pop my avatar now that it's off of cooldown. Again, avatar, thunderclap into an ignore pain because these guys are going to be hitting hard. You see how fast my ignore pain went away? Very, very quickly. So there's another avatar into another ignore pain. Now I only have 2 guys up, so I don't need to worry about survivability too much, but they nuke you if you don't have anything up. Keep something up at all times. Always, always. This guy, just make sure you interrupt him. I'm going to try to not use my shield block anymore because the next pull is going to be very shield block dependent. It's the same pull as I did before. Hopefully somebody interrupts. Okay, he's dead. You don't need to interrupt him if he's dead. Let me get an ignore pain. Run in there. Let me use my trinket because I used my thunderclap to keep up an ignore pain before I ran in, and there it is. Demo shout just to supplement the blocking. The blocking is going to need a little bit more help because I ran out of charges right now, so let me throw on my bolster. Remember, your bolster is a shield block with HP boost, so just kind of keep that up. Keep it going. Mitigate that physical damage. Now we only have 4 of them up out of 5. So that's good to know. I popped my shield block towards the end of that last stand so that I had no gaps in my blocking. And now I can kind of keep this one guy here. No big deal. The next pull that I'm going to be doing over here, it isn't necessary, but we always end up running into it in whatever group I'm in. These 2 guys right here is not necessary, but since people are going to be running around all over the place trying to pop mushrooms, I do pull them. I'm also going to pop Avatar, get these guys down as quickly as possible. I'm going to see which one gets interrupted first by the group. There it is. That one got interrupted, so I'll interrupt this other one. You're liking the commentaries I tank? Thank you, man. That's what I try to do that every single time. I think people watch for a variety of reasons, but specifically my channel, since I put out a lot of guides, people watch to see how I do things, right? Especially since I do like pugging a lot. People watch to see how I deal with a group that may or may not be responsive. So here it is. I'm gonna run over here to these mushrooms. Remember, the shockwave needs to cleave as many as possible. Hopefully I get all... I got 4 out of 5. So we are gonna get another shockwave. Let me go over here. Where's this guy running to? Okay, he ran over there, so I can get a shockwave here. It's very important that I get the shockwave off. I am also gonna have to dodge the mushroom clouds here. I dodged them. Oh, we did it. Okay, now something else is very important. We have all of these extra mushrooms here. I'm gonna get the debuffs myself. I got cleansed right there, but what I'm gonna do is, everybody else just got 1 stack. I got 3, and I did that for the group because I can pop ignore pain, I can pop spell reflect, I could have popped shield wall if I really needed to. That being said, I didn't feel like I needed to. So let's get as many of these mushrooms as I can right here. This is gonna be a decent amount. Nice. That was a good like 7 or 8. The next decent amount I can get is right here in this door. Oh, he popped turtle. Nice. That hunter is my MVP now. Okay, so now let me cleave right here. Actually, that guy's going to get some of them. Perfect. This group is on it when it comes to cleaving these guys, the mushrooms. Perfect, perfect, perfect. These mushrooms are still going to pop, I think. Yep, and you can still get hit by them, and you can still die. So, dodge them. Oh, I guess one of our hunters died once. He didn't have my battle shout. Alright, now we can do our skip. Run this way. Hopefully people kind of follow. We can skip here. We don't need to pull this guy. You can't skip going that way. That's the part that kind of sucks. So I'm gonna pull this guy. Let me interrupt him. I also got a stun ready for him when he does start casting again. There's the cast. Let's see if anyone else gets it. Nope. Let me throw a stun out. So we're gonna get 2 of these debuffs. Oh no, there was enough time to let one of them fall off. Anyone want to interrupt? Perfect, because I want to save my interrupt for this guy who we just accidentally body pulled. Alright, this is the important interrupt right here. There we go. Am I sharing my weak auras, Resilias? Yes, I am. Let me get them for you right now, actually. I should be able to get them for you while I'm doing this. Dashboard. Okay, this pull is gonna nuke me. Let me give you the weak auras right after I do this pull. So, I want to stun because I want to mitigate that damage, and by stunning them, I allow myself to get things up here, get things rolling. So, let me pop my avatar. There's my shield block up. I want to interrupt that raised dead because I don't want many more ads. Really like the commentary. Best way to support you on your channels. Do you have a Patreon? I do, Intensity. I do have a Patreon. I think I have... This might spam my Patreon. I hope so. But Resilias, let me get you those weak auras. I believe Resilias, if you click on this link... Come on, better Twitch TV, log me in. Oh, there it is. So there's a link to my YouTube of my warrior weak auras if you want my weak auras, Resilias. Your shield is probably a problem. It's only 310. Yeah, I would say that's going to be a very good starting point is your shield. It is the single biggest upgrade you could get as a Prot warrior or a Prot paladin. You're the only streamer you know that you can... Oh, Blink, I forgot what that was. I was like, what is he talking about? A chip? Oh, man. That was a good stream. That was a good 13.5 hours of streaming. Oh, it's too late. You can't undo it now, man. You can't run back to position. You already pulled this guy. Just found the channel. Like it, sub, bro. Random Prol, thanks for the sub, man. I appreciate it, and thanks for stopping by. You're getting interested in this game. Is this game free? Workout, you can play it for free up until level 20. There's a free trial. If you just go to worldofwarcraft.com, you can get yourself a free trial to level 20, and then after that, you do have to pay. It is like a, I don't remember if it's $50 or $60, but right now, if you buy the latest expansion, if you buy this expansion that we're all playing right now, this Battle for Azeroth, you get all of the other ones for free. And this game has been developed for, I want to say, about like 12 years now, maybe like 11 years. So there's 11 years worth of content. While you're leveling up, you can go run all of the old dungeons. You can get all of the old gear. There's a few things in the game that aren't obtainable anymore, but they're few and far between. So there's like 11 years worth of game for you to check out if you are interested in this game. But you can download it for free first in worldofwarcraft.com, make your account, and you can do everything from level 0 to level 20 for free. He's a blood decay, nothing else will do. Do I ever stack demo and shield block? Yes, Patrick. When physical damage gets very heavy, I stack them both. Or when I have a very big pull that has magic damage and physical damage and it hurts on both ends, I stack them both. So yeah, every now and then I do stack it up, especially because Demo Shout is such a short cooldown. Like, I'll have Demo Shout back up by the time my shield block falls off. Like, I can pop it right now, watch. So I pop Demo Shout, right? My shield block is down. There's my shield block is back up. And I should have Demo Shout up reasonably well. Let's move into the light. This is one time where you want to move into the light. Alright, let's take care of these Visages first, because these Visages are what gives this guy his HP. The big thing to do here, if you are playing a Prot Warrior and you have difficulties on this fight, just tab target these spores on the edges and do a heroic throw, and you get a free victory rush. So, it shouldn't be my goal, but what I can do here is actually probably top the healing meters. So let me try to do that. Let me see if I can. I might be able to get away with it. It shouldn't be my goal, but let me see if I can while staying alive and tanking reasonably well. I'm catching up, man. I don't know, I'm catching up. Might be able to top the healing meters like I used to in Legion. No. Okay, so I need to tank first, right? So maintaining threat and keeping these guys on me is #1 priority. But #2 priority, healing. Okay, so I didn't top healing meters, but I did do 3,000 healing per second. Not bad. So we did get my best of slot ring out of this. Not the biggest upgrade, but still. We got 2 upgrades today. A weapon and a ring. And I think I only need King's Rest now and Shrine of the Storm. That is the only 2 mythics I need for the rest of the week. That kind of sucks. That did not ping my Patreon, but if you just go to patreon.com/befuddledgaming, intensity, let me get you that link. That is my Patreon intensity if you would like to help support the channel. If you don't want like reoccurring things, there's also a Streamlabs donation link as well. But yes, thank you. I appreciate you even considering supporting the channel monetarily. Learned so many tips tanking from me. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. What's up, Bojo? How you doing, man? I should put my weak auras on. Yes, I agree. I need to. The only thing is, I still need to kind of like record my weak auras and clip them into GIFs that I can upload there. That's the one thing I still need to do with my weak auras. But I do want to upload them to the weak aura website. Yeah, it's something. That's another step I still need to take. But right now I'm like, let me just get all the boss guides out. Let me get the dungeon guides out, and as soon as I'm done with those dungeon guides, then I can start moving on to the rest of the things that I need to get done. And that is on the list. The weak aura website is definitely on the list. You still have your classic BC Wrath and Kata boxes? I don't have them anymore. Maybe I can find my vanilla CDs. Definitely not the box. Error 404, Hodor, how are you doing, man? It's been a while. I'm doing good. I'm glad you stopped by again. I'm glad you're still around, my friend. When am I using Ignore Pain? I'm using Ignore Pain mostly when I'm getting hit by magic damage a lot. So when I'm getting hit by magic damage a lot... Oh, something else that I need to do for you guys right now. And I'll do it live for you guys right now. I have not shared this one. This weak aura is a little bit of... You guys can see it says Nook. He creates weak auras. I like his Ignore Pain one. So I use his Ignore Pain one. But also... the value that shows up here, the way to get the Ignore Pain value was done by Marok over at the Warrior Discord. So this weak aura is a mix and match of both. It's like a Frankenstein of Nook and Marok. So let me get you guys this paste bin so you guys can get this weak aura, because when I released the weak auras package, this didn't exist yet. I didn't know how to calculate Ignore Pain yet. So let me paste it over on Twitch for you guys, and here on YouTube, and I'm also going to put it in the description here for people watching the VOD. So there you guys go. If you guys need an Ignore Pain weak aura, that shows you the size of it, so that when you guys are taking that magic damage, you know how much you have left. If you need to save your next global for it, if you need to save rage for it, whatever it is, it's very, very useful. But that's the biggest times I'm using Ignore Pain, is when I either have excessive rage or when I'm taking a lot of magic damage. The one ring to rule them all. I think I'm still 337. Yeah, I went up 1 item level today. Not too bad. You try Blood Decay and it looks really OP. Harka, they are. Harka in 5-man dungeons, in any like regular dungeon, Mythic Plus, Heroics, anything like that, Blood Decays are the best tanks. That's it. They have a lot of interrupts, they have a lot of repositioning tools, they have magic mitigation, they have self-healing, sustain, they have good cooldowns, good passive mitigation via armor and bone shield. So, you know, a lot of little things, they add up. DKs, they're great, man. They're great. Are warriors viable in Mythic Plus? Yes. I think if you're pushing, like, let's say old Legion numbers, right? The numbers in BfA are going to be different. But in old Legion numbers, if you were pushing above plus 20s, warriors are going to be difficult for you to get to that point. But if you were pushing above plus 20s, you probably didn't do it on a warrior. And if you did do it on a warrior, you're a hell of a good warrior, and you probably don't need my advice, and you can get it done yourself. That being said, if in Legion numbers, you were doing your plus 15 for the week, getting it done, maybe up to a plus 16, plus 17, you will be fine playing a warrior this expansion as well. There's a little bit of a learning curve. We're not the same as we were in Legion, so you do need to play a little bit differently. But if you're willing to stick with the class and willing to learn, you will be fine pushing your weekly requirement and a little above it. Once you're pushing for like the world first highest keys, warriors are going to start to fall off. So I believe the highest keys in the world are going to be from Brewmasters first, but not on time. And then when we start talking about timed world first keys, probably really high Death Knights. And I think it's just going to be a Death Knight dominated world when it comes to world first on time. World first without a time limit. It can be any of the tanks, to be honest with you. Stagger lends itself to just be really good at not getting one shot, and that's where it shines. And really high keys stop you because a lot of things one shot you. What's up, Giakobek? I hope I said that right. You have all of the collector's edition boxes and maybe normal vanilla. Oh, wow. That's intense, man. How do I think Blizzard justifies the same tanks, DK Monk and DH being the strongest tanks again? Normally, every expansion, the balance resets. The thing is, they do big class reworks every other expansion, right? So between Legion to BfA, what changed? We lost our artifact weapons, but that was really it. There was a little bit of a reshuffle for talents. I think in terms of tanking classes, Demon Hunters and Warriors probably got the most talent changes, but there's not going to be a huge shift in power when it comes to Legion to BfA because there wasn't a complete restructure and a complete rework of the tanking classes. Their masteries are almost all the same except for Paladins. Their active mitigation is all the same ability. A few of them have had like their charges changed, like Prot Paladins, but like in large, your talent points, your active mitigation, and your cooldowns are all the same. A few changes here and there, nothing crazy big. So when it comes to like changing the tank priority of the tank list in terms of who's better or who's the best, that's why it's staying very similar, because there wasn't a big workaround. And I think next expansion, since they tend to do big reworks every other expansion, that'll probably be when we see a shuffle again. Do you think we'll get enough haste in Uldir to use Devastator? No. I think the biggest thing killing Devastator is the fact that it doesn't generate rage anymore. Ian, if Devastator generated rage right now, I would run Devastator over Booming Voice. Guaranteed. If I could get 5 additional rage per auto attack, I would run Devastator. So I don't think the Devastator talent is being capped by haste. It is one of the factors, but I think the biggest factor is they removed the rage that using Devastate or Devastator gave you. I think that's the biggest thing. If I could generate a ton more rage, I would. Don't you just miss downloading the games, but then having to download every patch ever made after? Those were the days. I like the way of doing it now. I like just getting my launcher ready and downloading the whole game, as opposed to putting in 4 CDs like it was in vanilla. I think it was 4 or 5, but yeah. You were in dial-up back in vanilla. I think when I started playing vanilla, I think I had DSL at that point. I used to play Counter-Strike on dial-up, which made other people angry because my hitboxes were really laggy. You didn't know it used to give rage on auto attack? Yeah, every time you used to use Devastate, like your actual filler ability, or if you ran Devastator, it gave you 5 rage per use of it. But now you get 3 rage per auto attack, which didn't exist before, and you get 2 rage every time you get hit. So those things did change, but yeah, before it used to give 5 rage per. So they split up that 5 rage into 3 rage from auto attack, 2 rage from damage taken, but it's on an internal cooldown as well. But that talent point kind of died off because of it. So if they brought back a little bit more rage, like even if it was just 3 additional rage instead of 5, I think that talent point could see a resurgence. I think that if we're talking about Prot Warriors, the things that need some attention and some love are the Devastator row. And I think Heavy Repercussions and Ravager. I think Ravager just needs to go. Like, I don't think anyone picks up Ravager even for world questing anymore. There's just no point. When Avatar is on anger management, there's no point. So Ravager needs to go. We need to see something new. Heavy Repercussions needs to be unnerfed. Heavy Repercussions got nerfed. Now it only adds 1 second. It used to be 1.5. It needs to go back to being 1.5 to be competitive. And this row needs more competition. Bolster is amazing. It's super powerful, very strong. It beats any of these any day. This is a really good row, pretty balanced. This is like a whatever row. This one, I think Best Serve Cold could use a little bit of a bump up. And yeah, this one could use more competition. Vengeance is not bad. Booming Voice, I feel, is better. Vengeance, in the long run, it'll save you more rage. But if raid tanking, you swap off who's tanking. So I think Vengeance can kind of fall off when you're not active tanking. So yeah, there's a few things that could be changed to like Prot Warriors specifically. But the Devastator, not giving you rage is a big one. Dial-up made mom angry because she couldn't talk on the phone. Yep. Alright guys, that is going to do it for today. I believe we did about 6 mythics, right? We did 5. So we ran 5 Mythic Zeros. That is going to do it for today. Thank you all for stopping by. There was a lot of you here today. So thank you all for stopping by, for keeping the chat active, keeping the conversation going. I really do appreciate it. The main point of these live streams is for you guys to reach out to me and to talk to me about any questions you have, whether it's about a warrior tanking class. That person standing right in front of me, that warrior tanking class, any issues you guys are facing when you guys are running your own mythics. So make sure to hop in here and chat with me if you guys do get the chance to. If not, comment section down below. I did share the paste bin as well for that weak aura for the Ignore Pain, and I will see you all. I'll see you all on Friday at the same time. Again, it's been about 3 hours and 40 minutes, so whatever time that is for you on Friday, in about, subtract about 3.5 hours from now, and that's when we go live. I will see you all then. We can do islands and the rest of the Mythic Zeros, so we'll see you then. You thought it was a family stream? It's not a family stream, but I try not to cuss unnecessarily. I'll see you all then. Thank you all for stopping by. One more time, if you guys also want to reach out to me, there is the Discord and the Twitter, so you guys can reach out to me there as well if you guys are not able to stop by and do the live streams. I know this isn't everyone lives in a different time zone, everybody works differently, so if you guys want to reach out to me other ways, reach out to me in those methods. For sure, Hodor. I'll see you around, man. Don't give up on your Prot Warrior. If any of you guys are watching out there and you guys are playing Prot Warrior, you guys are frustrated right now, don't give up. We're definitely viable. Just remember the #1 rule. Keep something up at all times. And Ignore Pain is the one thing that doesn't work. Ignore Pain is the one thing that doesn't work. This isn't Asmin. Is that what you're trying to say? Asmin's channel? Who's Amon? Asmin's channel? Yeah. It's not. It's not. Alright, guys. I'll see you all later. See you all on Friday. Thank you all for stopping by. You guys wanted dance parties back, nerds. Here's the dance party, man. Gotta get on your horde and dance with me here at the pyramid. Thanks for the sub, by the way.